and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Learn more at Viking.com.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Forte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, P-O-R-T-E. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention, which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away, so the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sports betting apps are not created equal. Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here to talk about the Sport Trade Advantage. With higher payouts, Sport Trade is the ultimate sports betting experience. Sport Trade is the first sports betting app that gives you the option to see the odds expressed as probabilities, and it's changing in-game betting forever. If it's easier to understand 52% probability of winning versus minus 108 odds, then Sport Trade is for you. With this percent odds feature, cashing out now makes much more sense. As the win probability changes, so does the value of your bet. And if you're an experienced bettor and prefer American odds, you'll get pricing closer to minus 106 versus the normal minus 110, coupled with instant in-play betting. No more spinny wheels. So download Sport Trade today to see the difference and beat the book. Use promo code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet you place in your first week. Terms apply.
Sport Trade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harman Solar is joining us. We got you guys in the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Boy, it's been a while since we've all been on the actual radio at the same time.
Yeah, well, I am the Prime Minister of Jupiter now, so I sometimes my responsibilities call me away.
No, we understand that. Yeah, we understand that. But listen, good to have everybody here. And now week 11 is what's going on here in the NFL. But today is also National Pickle Juice Day. Do you drink the pickle juice out of the jar?
On occasion.
Never.
You do, really?
On occasion.
For real? You're not just saying that?
If you take that and you take a little swig of that, boy, that'll wake you up in the morning.
It's like saying, hey, look at me. I'm undateable. I mean, why would you do that?
Listen,
why would you
don't have to date anymore? I've got
she never saw you do that. That's for sure.
Bet she did.
If she saw you do that, she'd just been like,
you also friends. You save the pickle juice when you want to have a fancy one of them fancy martinis, shaken, not stirred.
Oh, reminds me of that one Hannibal
Mm.
Buress joke about saving the pickle juice so that you can just sprinkle it on sandwiches later because it adds flavor. That's about it. That's
not the worst idea I've ever heard, because every time they put a little spear of the pickle juice there next to your sub, and you can kind of taste that a little bit. It's not too bad, but drinking it right out of the jar, you got to be a special kind of psychotic to do that.
I've been known to do that on occasion.
Pickle D says, "It's my day."
Yeah.
All right, enjoy that. That's your only day. 888-368-1580. T-Licious says, "Happy Thursday, guys, but it's hate week. So suck it, Ralph." Wait,
what's hate week?
It's not hate week.
Hate week.
Hate week is when ASU plays U Arizona.
Yeah, that's hate week.
Yeah. So what are you going? Where's this coming from?
It has nothing to do with Ralph.
I'm about love and peace. Why hate?
I'm guessing your division rival is being represented.
Oh, is this a Niner fan?
In some way.
Yes.
Oh, he's a douche.
Well, I'm glad we settled that.
There it is.
Hook'em Mahadi is on the text line. She says, "Hello, guys. Been a while. Happy Thursday. Pickle juice is good for the cramps."
See?
If that punk band wants to drink pickle juice, that's none of my business.
Hey, that's the way it goes.
By the way, today's also National Spicy Guacamole Day, which is a day that I'm more likely to observe.
But I like spicy guacamole.
Yeah, the Business Insider magazine talked to this chef from Mexico City, and they're like, "How do you know when it's a bad Mexican restaurant?" And he's like, "Well, first off, if you get there and the guacamole is pre-made, well, that's a red flag right there. If the salsa is cold, because it's supposed to be fresh, and if salsa loses flavor and is refrigerated, it's also a sign they don't know what they're doing. And then another red flag is if the tortilla chips are really thin and brittle. I kind of like the thin and brittle chips, but they say thicker chips are a sign they made them with fresh tortillas. Another red flag is if they just updated their menu and added birria. It's a new Mexican stew. It's gotten trendy the last couple of years. Everybody's doing it.
It's not new.
It's new to the restaurants. It's not new to your wife.
It's new to white people.
Fair enough. But if they haven't had that all along, well, it's probably not legit.
Yeah.
And then if they are more than just a Mexican place, if they've got sushi or pizza,
that's already the biggest red flag. In fact, just start with that one. If you serve Mexican food, but there's also some other
like
culture,
hamburgers and fries,
you just go ahead and let that one go. That's
looking at you, Del Taco. And then the other one I thought was
Del Taco's just fast food. I don't count that as
If you're like waiting to use the bathroom, but the line's like 20 people deep, and you're like, why couldn't they wait to get home? Yeah, this place is probably not sanitary.
I would think that would make it more authentic.
No. Authentic doesn't do unto you what Chipotle and Taco Bell does unto others. So, all right, let's get into this. Here's what's happening on today's show. We've got Scott, the Fantasy Football King Engel, coming at 5 p.m. We've got our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em Picks in the next hour. This hour, I'm going to fill you in on the injury report and some tidbits across the NFL. But first, let's talk about last night. Second time in 4 days, the Kings beat the Phoenix Suns in the basketball. But, we're shorthanded. Shorthanded Kevin Durant. So here's the thing.
Of all the human beings on the planet Earth to scoff at injuries as an excuse, I do not want to hear this from Ralph Romano. You, as far as people talking about injuries, you keep your mouth shut, sir. All I heard this entire Major League Baseball season, the pitching rotation. Could you see the injuries that we have? I don't want to hear this from you. Not you.
Did you want to see the ring?
I picked a bad day to come back, didn't I?
No, you're good. Scoff.
Bad day to stop sniffing glue.
See the ring. I don't really care. But the person who runs out injury excuses the first and the most, it can't be you.
You just gotta start snorting. Anyway, so Ralph, can you justify the scoffedness?
Yes. First, I want to say that I miss Keon.
Miss you too.
Okay. Lie number 2.
No, it's true.
And?
Can I justify the scoff? I just don't want to hear about it.
Well, that's not justifying anything.
It's just like, okay,
when the Lakers get hurt, you guys don't care, and you say I can't say anything about it. But then when the Phoenix Suns get hurt, then all you can say is how they're hurt.
It's
double standard.
I don't think I ever said don't say anything about having a hurt player. I don't think that at all. When Anthony Davis ends up street clothes again.
Right, you were making fun of it last week, and you're saying nope.
I wasn't making fun of him.
Yeah,
I feel bad for him. It's just a place he's very used to being. And
no, you're hateful. You don't like him.
I like Anthony Davis. He's a handsome man,
especially his eyebrows.
No, you just don't like him. That's just the way it is.
I love being told how I think and feel about anything.
Well, you're married. You should be used to that.
She doesn't have a beard,
Not that you know of.
She doesn't have a unibrow either.
I might be the beard. She might be the beard. Who knows? Our King of Kitten says, I picked a bad week to quit sniffing blue. Suck it, Ralph. Wilbur says, get him, Keon. Average Joe says, good afternoon. Are you guys not on tomorrow? Why does it say watch the Friday edition on the YouTube? Oh, I fixed that. Well, it was when I posted the Facebook and Twitter, it said Friday and was like, crap. And so I've reposted it. Now it says Thursday, but you might still be on the Friday. I just made a mistake. So why don't you not stand on my penis? 888-368-1580.
Wow. Yikes.
So the Suns are playing OKC on Friday night. Do we have any word on when Kevin Durant's going to be back? It kind of stinks that they, not doing great without Kevin Durant. But,
I believe there's 8 or 9 days left, and then they're going to reevaluate him.
It's going to be a rough one.
What happened to him?
You got calf issue or something. Worried about his. Are they worried about his Achilles?
McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's not necessarily the Achilles, but if you push yourself through a calf injury, you run the risk of destroying your Achilles. Yeah.
Well, enjoy Victor Wembanyama while you can, because that guy looks like somebody who's moments away from some sort of an injury. Just because he's this big, lanky, sort of just alien-looking fella that you think at any moment something's going to snap. But I mean, last night he had a 50-point game.
I don't know. It seems like from last year to this year, and it could be my old aged eyes playing tricks on me, but he looks like he's stacked a little weight on. He looks like he's been in the weight room.
He's added 30 pounds of muscle.
That's what great, I mean. But he still looks like a handful of matchsticks thrown together.
Yeah, but that's just because the muscles are longer. But when you're 7'5", whatever he is.
Saw him going and doing a layup, and I'm like, did somebody edit this? That can't be. Oh my God, that's just his legs. That's just
That's just what he's shaped like.
He looks like a marionette, like a puppet, I just I don't understand how he physically actually moves and walks and doesn't crack.
He put some LBs on, and it's muscle LBs.
Somebody put a before and after of last season to this season. He looks much bigger.
Listen, I appreciate that, but I'm just saying, still photo last night, just like somebody sort of stuck a bunch of PVC pipe together and said, "Here, go dunk."
I guess if he comes down on somebody's foot awkwardly, but the guy doesn't have to jump very high.
No, that's true.
It's got like a 3-inch vertical.
Yeah, I mean, the guy
basically he could just walk up and stuff the ball. I mean, he doesn't have to jump.
It's silly.
He doesn't have to run a lot because he shoots from outside the 3-point line. I mean, he's put weight on, and so he's leaning on these guys that are trying to come in there. Unlike Chet Holmgren, who broke his entire pelvis. Now that guy is a box of matches.
He landed on his pelvis.
He added muscle too, just not 30 pounds.
He added muscle to his pelvis. That was the problem.
I think that's what he needs to do.
Well, that's why it broke. I don't know.
He's going to have to wear a girdle from now on when he plays in the NBA.
So this 21-year-old, I don't even know how to describe it. Wembanyama, 50 points. He was one of the youngest players to reach 50. The people who were he got there, I think, before LeBron James. Devin Booker got there before he did. Wait a minute, what? I don't understand this. Why is LeBron James on this list twice? Because he got 50 points March 20th, 2005, but also December 10th, 2005. Oh, because he got 56 points. Okay. Well, Brandon Jennings did it too, so there you go. That's all I know. But anyways, so Wembanyama just going nuts. He did it for Pop.
It was crazy. Did you guys watch it? Did you see the threes that he was throwing up?
Yeah. I mean,
it was just stupid.
It's just a guy that big being able to shoot the basketball too just seems insanely unfair. And then to add to that, I think the 3 blocks as well, which he doesn't have to jump to block you. It's like watching a kid play basketball with his dad. It's just
no, it's guys, not. It's like watching a kid play basketball with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, it's just, but he's playing against other NBA players. It's mind-boggling watching him play basketball.
It's too bad he's on a bad team. But oh well.
Hey, Keon, did you not send Beer Nuts his tickets to ASU? Because he just says he never got any information on those tickets. Did you
Ron,
check your spam, beer nuts?
Yeah, Ron was the one that sent them. I have nothing to.
Why is Ron doing it?
He had them already, and
I thought you had them.
I have these tickets. There were the Central Florida tickets were the ones that Beer Nuts.
No,
sent tickets to.
what are you talking about? He didn't get Central Florida. He got the Sunday at St. Thomas. That's what he was supposed to get.
Oh, from yesterday?
I don't remember what day. Yes,
I didn't
day
get
before
any.
Yesterday.
I didn't send that. It wasn't Beer Nuts I sent that to yesterday.
30 minutes later.
On Tuesday,
I was thinking that in my head.
He won the ASU tickets.
That's so fun.
For St. Thomas.
St. Thomas. I didn't get a text saying that was the case.
You were on the show. I told you. Here's Beer Nuts information. I texted it to you.
He deletes your text.
Radio Ron says, I sent football tickets to Beer Bob, not to Beer Nuts.
Beer Bob. Okay. Yeah, then I did send it. Yeah.
Okay, but did Beer Nuts?
I got Beer Bob and Beer Nuts confused.
Did you give Beer Nuts the damn tickets?
Yes.
Beer Nuts, check your spam folder.
The email you sent me, I did it after the show.
Check your nuts, Beer Nuts.
We have two people whose text names start with beer.
I know that.
Who I was involved in sending tickets to, and I got them confused.
Hopefully you sent Abel the basketball ticket.
I did.
Okay,
yes.
Great. Beer Nuts, check your spam folder. All right. So tonight, GCU is taking on ASU over at a neutral location called the Foot Fungus Arena, and that starts at 6:45 here on 1580 The Fanatic. And I got to tell you, betting line is on GCU. The GCU's got the edge by 5.5. The over-under on the game is 149.5.
Genuinely, every time someone tells me about the spread, it's gone up some more.
Is it up again?
Yeah, because it was 4.5 before Beat the Book. It was 5 when we actually got around to talking about it on Beat the Book, and apparently it's now up to 5.5.
Yeah, yeah, I got it 5.5 in favor of the Antelopes.
So that's just in the last hour.
So Vegas must know something. We were kind of looking at this. Gee whiz, this thing could go either way. I feel like it still can, but
it can. But I've been leaning towards GCU. I just think that they're a better basketball team. They're more experienced. Their players are older. They've played together longer, and I think their coach is better.
Well, may the best team win. We love both ASU and GCU, but we are your home for GCU basketball. So suck it, Sparky. Tonight's not your night.
Can I ask a question?
Lopes up? I'm just kidding.
Lopes up. Can I ask a question? Maybe one of you three esteemed colleagues can answer for me. Why are they calling this the Hall of Fame Classic?
Because it's more than 20 years old.
It's not how that works.
I have no idea. I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't know.
I was just wondering why they call this the Hall of Fame Classic.
You want something that really will screw with your head? If you got a classic car right now, it's a 2004.
Yeah.
Oof.
20 years.
Oof.
What? I've got a 2011. Should I just order my classic plates for that now?
Get ready. Get ready. Beer Nut says, hey, fellas, checked my spam area. No email. Can you double check that stuff, please? Walter Mellon says, can Beer Nuts confirm the time the tickets were sent? If he just received them, Keon never sent them the first time. Walter Mellon, why are you trying to get Keon in trouble?
But I know I sent them, so I don't actually give a damn what Walter Mellon has to say.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get actually a little mad about that because I know I sent them.
Yeah, he knows he sent them.
I got an email telling me your tickets are on the way. I'm looking at the email right now. You've transferred your tickets to Abel.
All right.
But yeah,
double check the email you sent us, and let's make sure we're all on the same
Ralph,
page.
Yeah, want to go to the game? I've got some ASU tickets.
I think we should go.
Wait a minute.
Take a picture for Abel.
Wait a minute.
I'll bring some nuts. You bring the beer.
I'll bring some beer.
Yeah. You have beer, I'll have nuts, and we'll watch the game.
Well, everybody knows Ralph prefers nuts.
Should I try to send them again?
Yeah, do that. Do that. Michael Strahan, by the way, we were talking about this. He finally came out and he's like, yeah, I didn't mean anything by not putting my hand up. He says, I realized my hand was down. He said, and he thought, well, I bring my hand up, it might just look weird. So he's just like, I'll just stick with this. So it was just kind of an awkward moment. So now everybody can just calm the hell down. He's like, yeah, he just thought he'd look silly if he moved. Now, turns out the correct thing to do would be like, oh, yeah, here we go. And then everybody being like, oh, good, he's one of us. That's what I guess America needed. But so it's all over. It's all done. Let's just be moving on to somebody else to attack, I guess. But told everybody it was not a big deal. It wasn't like he was hating America all of a sudden after honoring all these veterans. Did you guys hear the Jason Kelce, Stevie Nicks song?
I did hear some of it, and it's horrible.
Yeah. It's actually, though, beat Mariah Carey off of the iTunes 100 holiday chart. They took first place. How long that will last, I guess it'll be just until everybody finishes hearing the first song in the first place. But yeah, they somehow are top of the charts.
It's a holiday song?
Yeah, called Maybe song. This Christmas. And Kelsey starts singing, and I'm like, ooh. And then she starts singing, and I think she's trying to sing down to his level. So they both sound horrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If that ends up on my radio at Christmas, I'm just like, click, just turn that thing right the hell off.
It's rough.
I mean, it's too soon for that stuff. By the way, it's too soon. I ain't putting up a tree until day after Thanksgiving, which means I ain't going to have any Christmas music on in the house till day after Thanksgiving. That's just the way it should be. And I shouldn't have to watch any Christmas commercials till day after Thanksgiving.
So what kind of music do you listen to now? I know you probably had spooky music on prior to your birthday.
No.
And then after it was your birthday, and then you put on some sort of like thankful music. What kind of music do you have on?
I just put on rock alternative music, and then my wife every now and says it'd be nice to have some jazz, and so I'll put some jazz up there. That's pretty much those two things. My Spotify is really effing confused. Doesn't know what to give me. 1 minute I'm sitting there listening to NXS, and then I go right to Miles, Davis. I'm like,
Miles Davis,
not the football player. Anyway, King of Kittens, I can't read that. 888-368-1580. So skier Lindsey Vonn, do you remember her?
Yes.
Lindsey Vonn, she's 40 years old, and she's been retired for 6 years. She's like, hey, I want to come back. I want to do this.
Oh, don't do it, Lindsey.
No, why not? It's just gravity.
Well, it's gravity, but I mean, oh my God.
She just has to be better at gravity than someone else.
Well, she could be. She could get hurt real bad too. I mean, these skiers nowadays with all the technology and everything, the kind of speeds they get going down that mountain. Oh my God. Lindsey, stay retired.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. It used to be, when people, they come out of retirement, and be like, hey, here comes an old person doing a thing. And I'm like, yeah, because they're like my age. Now I am much older, and I same as you. I'm like, oh, that's a hugely bad idea.
Oh yeah,
that is a hugely bad idea.
The other day I saw Tony Hawk doing some tricks on the TV. They're doing his skateboard tricks, but it was like today, like like recently.
Yeah,
and he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Tony, don't! Oh, for the love of God, you're gonna break a hip! Don't do it, man.
She's had broken arms, broken legs, torn knee ligaments, concussions, and more.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is about playing a gravity game is the gravity's involved.
Gravity wins all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to give you some NFL injury information and other tidbits that may or may not affect how you do your Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks in the next hour, and might even make you think a little bit about your fantasy football squad as well. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. This update brought to you by Sport Trade. Download the Sport Trade app and use code VSIN to earn 10% cash back on every bet in your first week. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
NBA, the Phoenix Suns are staying on the road Friday night as they head to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. The Suns sitting at 9-3, while the Thunder are 10-2. And the Thunder are 7.5-point home favorite, minus 105 against the spread, while Phoenix getting the 7.5 points or minus 115. On the money line, the Suns are plus 240, Oklahoma City minus 290. The over-under sitting at 226.5. Thursday night football tonight, the Eagles home to face Washington. Philadelphia 4-point home favorite with an over-under of 48.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The Fanatic is your home for fall football. Catch the NFL and NCAA live games on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Brought to you by Bet365. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
My name is Mary Grace. There are a few misconceptions about Alzheimer's. It's not just memory loss. It's the loss of mobility, the risk of falling.
For more information, contact the Alzheimer's Association at alz.org. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Monday night means football on the Fanatic.
It's a battle for Texas when Houston travels to Dallas to take on Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys. C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell, and Joe Mixon lead the Texans under the star of Texas for a battle royale to see who's king of the big state. Texans at Cowboys, Monday night at 5:30.
Your home for live NFL action, the playoffs, and Super Bowl 59. 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, the Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Alrighty. Okay. So let's what the hell? Chief Skull, is that you? What's going on? I just got a text saying, can someone read my chat text from the YouTube? My phone went Japanese and this is my work phone.
You mean your phone is turning Japanese? Oh, yes, it's turning Japanese. I really think so.
He says, Ralph, stop nipple touching on camera. Something else.
I don't think I've done that once, so I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
Another dude on there talking about, why does it say Friday? Shut up. And then somebody says, I can't text in. My phone went, yeah, so here you go. I'm not going to read your text off of the YouTube. This is not a place we go. You feel free to have your own conversation over there.
Wow.
But I'm not doing this.
You've been exiled to YouTube.
I can only handle one thing. Beer Nut says he got it. Beer Nuts now has the tickets. Keon. He says, I bet it was Keon's fault. He goes, just kidding. Don't hurt me.
I don't want to hurt anybody, but it's just
it was probably a glitch.
I canceled it, then I resent the same thing. I just hit send again. I don't know.
He's not sensitive at all about these things, so don't worry. It's all fine. 888-368-1580. Are you ready for some injury report? I know that we don't like it when people are hurt, but I know that there's going to be like a little crease of a grin that'll show up on Keon Rose's face. There's just a little tiniest bit of,
really, because I don't
Schadenfreude, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know how my season can get any better.
Dak Prescott underwent season-ending surgeey yesterday.
No, that doesn't make me smile at all. Like
just no. I just had a slight crease of,
just a little twitch.
Yeah, because the Cowboys now, this will give you a smile. The Cowboys They're looking at multiple flexes out of big TV platforms now. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because they suck. Is
But Trey
why.
Lance is going to be there. What are you talking about?
Oh, wait a second. Hold everything. No, they suck.
Hold the
on to
phones.
everything.
So yeah,
unholy combination of Trey Lance and Cooper Rush
That's awesome.
Gonna
2 or
quarterback
3
95 total yards passing.
2 or 3 big platform Cowboy games are probably going to be swapped out for better teams. Remember at the beginning of the season, we're like, damn, the Cowboys are in primetime a lot. Why? Well, now they have figured out, oh, yeah, why? Because Jerry Jones won't tint some windows. There's one. Well, and the rest is without Dak Prescott, this team is even more unwatchable. So thank you, universe, for saving us from more Cowboy games. All right, let's take a look at some injuries outside of Dak Prescott being done for the season. Sam Darnold was limited in practice. I guess he has a hand injury. Why is that funny?
Why is that funny to you?
Why is a hand injury?
Because
you're thinking which hand? Is this a stranger? Is
if you
it
watched Sam Darnold last week, it looks like he doesn't have hands. I mean, he looks back to the old Sam Darnold again. So
yeah, the ghost of Sam Darnold has reappeared.
I wasn't thinking what your dirty minds were thinking. I was just thinking that poor guy. I can just see this thing tanking here real quick.
What I don't know is which hand is it? Is it no, it's the right
matter.
hand.
It don't matter.
It
It just
just throwing hand.
It does matter.
For him, it really doesn't. The way he's starting to play, it just doesn't.
That was one game, and like I said, to me, Sam Darnold didn't turn into a completely different person when he got to Minnesota. Shades of the old Darnold were there the whole time. So I think
he was seeing dead people on the field. I mean, I really do.
Just so like the guy that was throwing, just why would you throw that? That was there in week 2. Didn't go anywhere.
Here's the thing, guys. The Vikings have Aaron Jones. He's got rib issues. Gabe Murphy, their linebacker, has got a knee issue. Josh Oliver, wrist hand issue. They're all limited. And now Sam Darnold with the hand. And I'm sitting here looking at it, I've picked them to win over the Titans. There's no reason to change that at all. I don't think. Is there? We're not doing this one on the show. This is just
I'm not going to change it because I've seen the Titans play football.
Yeah. Even if Sam Darnold is missing a hand, I think they'll still win.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just not worry about that. Kirk Cousins, for the Atlanta Falcons, he's got a right shoulder and right elbow injury going right now.
Oh, boy.
So not sure about how the Atlanta Falcons are going to look on this, but yeah. So he's got 2 different injuries on the same arm, and of course he was limited in practice. Not sure what is the word on him right now, Keon? Is anything come out about the condition of Kirk Cousins? If he didn't do a whole lot of practice today, it looks very bad for them going into the weekend.
All right, they got Penix.
Okay, but he hasn't played at all, so
he'll be fine. He's like 30.
Yeah, Michael Penix Jr. is ready to go.
No NFL experience. That's always gone well.
That doesn't matter.
Remember when Brandon Whedon was in the league and he was like 35, but he hadn't played a game yet? That went perfectly.
According to the X,
is this about Michael Penix Jr. or is this about Sam Darnold? No, Kirk Cousins. I'm sorry.
It looks like Kirk Cousins is according to Mike Garafolo on the X, it says Kirk Cousins a full go for the Falcons.
Because he was limited yesterday in practice, and that was with right shoulder and right elbow.
Right.
So you just, if he we'll get the report, I think, a little bit later on whether or not he practiced today. Because if he was a full participant in practice today, you'd have to think he's going to play.
Yeah, you're right, Pickle D. I mean, you just need a little penis, and he'll get it done. Michael Penix Jr. will he'll get the job done. You don't even need a lot of them. You just need a little Penix.
Mike Garofalo says he's a go.
Yeah, well, Mike Garofalo knows what he's talking about.
Lost Toby says, "Oh snap! Randy got reactivated from the IR." ASU Buddy says that Dak Prescott injury made me do a backflip. I've never done one in my life before. Thank you, Dak.
Why?
What? Dak Prescott's a nice guy,
dude.
Why do we hate? Yeah, Dak's a really nice guy.
You can hate the Cowboys.
Former Walter Payton Man of the Year. I mean,
just plays for a crappy team.
You want him under center for the Cowboys. You want him there for the rest of his career and for as long as possible.
Well, they just re-signed him. He ain't going anywhere.
See what I'm saying?
But to me, it's like that because I think that Dak's a decent quarterback, and I just think that that's he's not the problem with the team. Nope. My sadness is that Mike McCarthy won't be sticking around. Yeah. I like him.
We'll miss you, Mikey.
And of
that's
course,
your sadness.
Bye, Mikey.
Mike McCarthy. I'm gonna miss Mike McCarthy. I'm gonna miss Mike McCarthy as a Commanders fan. I'll hate to see him go. I'll even shed a tear for him.
He'll be in the off season molesting buffets before you know it.
Wow.
That's all he's got ahead of him after this.
Jerry Jones owning the team. He's not going anywhere either.
The best thing Jerry Jones can do for all of us right now is hire Deion Sanders as head coach next year.
It's not happening.
But if it does, it would just be the most fantastic story ever.
That's the best thing he can do just to. Oh, I see what you're saying.
To troll them like
yes.
Crazy.
The best thing he can do for actual Cowboy fans.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want that.
Is die.
That's it. And even then, I don't know that helps anything because he said, "Son, I've entrusted the team to you." And Stephen Jones, Cowboy fans, if you're listening, is very young. He's going to own that team for as long as he wants to, and he seems to be just as meddlesome as his dad, just not as loud.
Well, this is disappointing. Big Jake says, I worked with a girl who lived on campus at Mississippi State, and she says Dak was usually a drunken mess and straight up a-hole.
Okay, well, that's not.
He was a youth.
Yeah, maybe that was just
most youth are a drunken. Most youth are a drunken mess and a bunch of a-holes.
And he's been through some stuff with his mom and his brother and all that. So he's had. I don't know. He's had some life-changing things that may have altered that, but
we were all there. We used to all be that guy.
Still not great to hear. No, not me. I was.
You were a drunken.
I was rescuing girls from you, guys like you.
Exactly. So you were the a-hole doing that, and you were drunk while you did it. Yeah.
I was rescuing girls, keeping them being
you call it
advantage
rescuing.
Of.
Other people call it other things.
I didn't drink in college, so
something blocking. Well, okay, I'm proud.
After class or what?
No, I didn't drink at all.
Not at all. I know Randy did.
I drank near constant.
Oh
but
no, I did. You did. You guys, come on. We all did.
What are we talking about?
Drinking. I'm making up for lost time now. I wasn't drinking then.
Dak's an a-hole.
Oh no,
and we like it.
So DK Metcalf.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, he's good. Good to go. Full participation in practice yesterday. Let me see here.
Ain't gonna make a difference. But
yeah, I'm not changing my pick. 888-368-1580. Here's another one for you that something to keep an eye on. Now, it's not going to be an open and shut case of a game. I'm talking about Bills and Chiefs. We're going to talk about that when we do our picks here in the next hour. But I'm telling you, this could be a factor. Harrison Butker was limited in practice. He's got a knee injury. Boy. That, if this is a shootout between the Chiefs and the Bills, as sometimes it is, this could make the difference.
Something to keep in mind. And if I'm not mistaken, that game is in Buffalo, which around this time of year means the winds in that stadium are swirling. If you have the kind of kicker who has a strong leg, it's usually not an issue. But if Harrison Butker is replaced by just another guy, Wynn could just take that ball and who knows what could happen. So, kicking is going to factor in that game.
So this could be a big part of this. Might even create me with a conditional pick. Fifth letter says, Jeffrey, let me find out. You were a Captain Save-A-Ho. Well, I was saving them. I was saving them from becoming someone's hoe.
Save-A-Ho. I didn't know you were Native American.
Yes, that's me. Captain Save-A-Ho. Anyway, so they're not hoes. That's why I was saving them. Fifth letter. Anyway, so yeah, Harrison Butker. Somebody should look that up, and we should keep an eye on that. 888-368-1580. I got more football stuff to talk about here. Geno Smith. I just love the pained look you had on your face for a second. You're like, Geno's, oh God, no.
There's nothing wrong with him except he has no offensive line in front of him. But what about him?
He says we have to beat the 49ers to be the team we say we are.
Okay. Until you get a new offensive line, you are what you are. It's not his fault. I want to blame him, but I can't. It's not his fault. He's a heck of a quarterback. He's got great numbers, but as soon as he has the ball in his hand, there's somebody on top of him. There's nothing he can do about it. Our offensive line is absolute arse.
Yeah, I feel bad for Geno Smith. I do. I feel bad for him.
I wish I could say that.
he's you know what? You should feel bad for him. He's a good guy and he's talented, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Are you feeling cocky right now, Randy?
Me? No.
With the Cardinals in first place?
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Everybody's like, hey, the Cardinals are the real deal. The Cardinals are doing great. Cardinals are this. Cardinals are that. I'm like, you've never watched Cardinal season before, huh? Okay.
First time.
I've seen too many Cardinal seasons. You know me, Jeffrey. I don't do any talking.
Yeah. Good. So, when Geno Smith is trying to be like, trying to give himself a little rah-rah.
That's
I'm just
good.
saying.
It's good that he's doing that.
Don't invoke karma, Randy.
I'm not invoking karma.
Don't mess with that.
I find it very pleasing that the Sea Chickens are finally struggling.
Yeah,
you find that pleasing?
Yeah, it's pleasing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pleasing for the Cardinal fans. I mean, you got the 49ers to contend with. The Rams.
The 49ers are just getting healthy. I mean,
they're trying. They certainly are trying. So Breece Hall, I love Breece Hall so much. I just do. I grabbed him one season in fantasy football, and he just killed it for me. And no, he was glad to be grabbed by me. And he plays for the Jets. And
yes, poor guy.
Yeah, right. So here's the thing: the sentence that I thought was interesting. He came out and he's like, "I'm not going to point the finger at anyone but myself." It's like, the rest of the sentence should have been, because we got a guy that points the fingers and he's got it under control. He does it all the time. His name is Aaron Rodgers. He's good at pointing fingers. He does it without even pointing fingers. You just look at his face. You can see fingers coming out of his eyeballs, just pointing at it, blaming everybody but himself.
He's such a pro that he holds his hand out, just all 5 digits, so that there are no fingers pointing back at himself.
Just the best finger pointing and son of a bitch you've ever seen in your life.
It's the only thing he's good at this year.
That's it. 0% of other things, 100% of that.
It's not good at pointing the ball in a direction and throwing it. So
time to retire, man.
Yeah, Breece Hall, you've got a nice career ahead of you in spite of Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't sweat this.
Poor guy. He's had Zach Wilson and Eric Rodgers as quarterbacks.
Yeah, the corpse of Aaron Rodgers, and also in there just a little Flacco sprinkled in there just for fun.
Yep,
Flacco.
Yeah,
for
tell me about Flacco. No, that's fun times. So poor Breece Hall though, right? He might be stuck with Aaron Rodgers another year because they were like, "Hey, Aaron, you're gonna retire at the end of this year," and he's like, "I don't think so. I got another year in my contract. I'm showing up every week and I'm collecting that check."
But I also think Aaron's ego is too big to let this be the way that things end.
I think he not have a choice. His ego is one thing. What he's able to do with the football right now is another.
The Jets owner loves him.
Agreed.
And as long as that's the case, it doesn't matter what Aaron Rodgers can and can't do. Woody Johnson's not a good owner.
Yeah, but the fans are going to turn their back. I mean, he's done.
Poor Breece Hall.
He's absolutely done. He looks like an old, slow man out there.
Yeah, he does.
There's nothing left. It's time to go.
And they
away.
don't have a good offensive line to protect the old, slow man.
Exactly.
And if only they had traded for an offensive lineman instead of his best friend at wide receiver.
Yep.
Yeah, who knows? He might be playing a little better.
Yep.
Well, his guaranteed money ass will be back on the field next season collecting checks. Big Jake says Geno's probably the most underrated player in the league. If he'd not been drafted by the Jets, who knows what his ceiling would have been. Yeah, well, if he also had paid that guy the money he owed him, maybe we would have seen that sooner, right?
Face destroyed. Yeah,
I just think he was a late bloomer. I mean,
some players are like that, but part of being a late bloomer could be playing for the Jets because they won't develop you early. Like you might have gotten there faster if you had played for another organization.
Just poor Breece Hall. Poor everyone. You know what I mean? Poor everyone that's on the Jets right now, not named Aaron Rodgers. That's I never thought I'd say that. Anyway, let's take a break. We'll come back. More football news and information, getting us ready for our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks. You got questions on your fantasy football? Have that ready for Scott, the Fantasy Football King Engel, at 5:00, and we're going to stretch him out just a little longer today because we don't have to run off at 5:30. We're on air until 6. So don't tell him because We're going to see how fast if he notices, because if he punches the card, then well, we're screwed. Anyway, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover in a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com. It's fall football season, and Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is doubling down, now with 2 Valley locations. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on their Asian-inspired comfort food like Korean steak tacos, Mongolian barbecue ribs, and signature Wagyu beef sliders. Always a memorable dinner, or catch the game and a bite at the bar at Kasai. Now the 2 locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird, and in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppan.com. That's KASAI Teppan.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Never again will you have to say, I missed that segment. I'm such a dinkus.
He's so lame.
Never miss an important segment, favorite host, or show again. Check out our podcast and listen whenever and wherever you want.
It's the reason Al Gore invented the internet.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Who's got the Chargers defense? So here's the thing about defenses in fantasy football. So the headline I just read said Chargers could be the first team since the 1990 Giants to hold their first 10 opponents to under 21 points. But the thing about, defenses in fantasy football, 21 points, that knocks you down to like what? No points in fantasy football.
Depending on, whether you have turnovers or anything else. Yeah.
And I just looked, I was like, the Chargers are available. And they have not scored tons of points on defense this year as far as fantasy football goes. But I thought it was kind of interesting that they held the first 10 opponents to less than 21 points. So I thought, all right, let's take a look at these Los Angeles Chargers. for your fantasy football needs, first couple of weeks, 14 points, 10 points, then 4 points, then 8 points, 7, 3, 11, 18, 8. Not like consistently solid or good, but not horrible. So I don't know. That's an interesting thing. Makes me wonder if we're scoring our defenses right or not. At least here's one thing we have done in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues, and that is you don't get negative points.
I think it's one of those things, Jeffrey, where you have to play the matchups for defenses.
Well,
at least this season, you got to play the matchup.
That's all I've been doing this season. I don't think I've had a defense for more than a couple of weeks in a row, because if I think that someone else has got a better matchup and I can go grab them, I do.
Well, you find a good defense. I've done this. I've got a good defense. Then, the Green Bay Packers defense has been playing pretty damn good and pretty consistent. But then, during a bye week, or if I think I've got a bad matchup, this is what I did, last week. Bam, went and got the Arizona Cardinals because they had a great matchup. So, yeah, you're right. But you can do both. You can get a good, consistent defense, but also look at the matchups and be ready to stream a defense if you can find one. Harder in the Premier League because there's 12 teams, but in other leagues, streaming a defense, well, it's like nothing.
I've got 3 defenses on my team. So.
Are you bleeping me?
I'm dead serious.
Why? What is wrong with you?
Why? Drop 1 or 2 of them.
He's not lying.
I told you, I'm not lying.
He's got the Seattle Seahawks, New York Giants, and Chicago Bears defense. Boy, the Giants defense is garbage. Why didn't you drop them?
I had a good matchup and I kept them. So I have a better record than all 3 of you. So don't talk bad about me.
Okay,
yeah,
but
luck
despite
I'm not
that,
talking bad about it.
No, despite your 3 defenses, not because of them, you have 2 things that are on your roster taking up spots from you getting receivers, running backs.
You got,
but you can only
Alvin
play one of
Kamara,
them.
Patrick Mahomes, Saquon Barkley, George Kittle.
So what I'm telling you, what I'm learning is that you have the best injury luck of anybody too. Any one of those guys goes down. Wouldn't it be nice to have a running back to plug in there and not a third defense?
Yeah, I'm good. I got 2 kickers too. I got 2 kickers too. Look at that.
You are high.
Oh, you got Dicker the kicker and Jake Moody.
One person on your team gets hurt, you are going down in flames.
It's not going to happen.
How do you know?
They're protected.
By what?
I can't talk about it.
Okay.
I can't talk about it.
Hey, can I ask a question? Can I just, I have a request. I have a request for all 3 of you.
Yeah.
Right now at this moment, we are all in playoff range. And so what I would like is, could you guys just win your damn games this week, please?
That's the plan.
Because if you win your games, that keeps me floating there at 8, even if I don't.
You're barely hanging on, man.
I know.
Jeffrey's like, don't just win your game for you.
Yeah.
Do it for me.
Randy, you gotta beat Pinocchio.
I got you, brother.
Well,
he should.
I don't know about, Keon, you got the number 1 guy, so
He's
tough.
He's
whatever
tough.
works there. And let's see. Who you playing there, Ralph?
I got Berg. I should beat him.
I'm sorry, Berg. I'm sorry, Berg, but yeah. All right, so if you guys could just manage to just win your games, and if Moist One could beat Sweaty Pants, then it doesn't matter what happens with me this weekend. I would just appreciate if you guys could do that. Thanks. Devil Hawk says, I'm all for people getting negative points. No coddling of players. Life itself is negative, so negative points are needed.
Wow.
Well, Devil Hawk,
I like that it's simulating to some degree actual football, and you
don't
can't
get
score
negative
negative
points
points in football because it's a game and not life. So it doesn't have to be like life.
And I have a more important reason, because the negative points, when we moved over to the Espen app, and then we came back because it sucked. And when we came back, I forgot to fix that setting. And so for, I don't know if it was for a full season, we had negative points on defense. And my wife was very unhappy. And if you've ever seen my wife, Devil Hawk, you'll understand why I changed it to 0 points. It's not about coddling players. It's about letting me touch my wife in certain places that, I enjoy touching. And so making her happy, I think is part of that.
Wow.
That is absolutely part of that. I think that's a wise call. Wait, who are you more interested in having be happy with you? Us or your wife? I think that's a pretty obvious choice.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to explain there.
Thank you.
I understand.
Yeah. So that's why Devil Hawk. No, I'm not whipped. I'm not P whipped. I'm P appreciation. It's
just funny to me that it's just like being whipped is loving your wife. What kind of marriages are some of y'all in, man?
Pretty bad ones.
Do something about that.
Yeah. My wife is hot.
Like that, but don't project that on everybody else. Yeah. Because you don't like your wife. Okay, that's you.
I mean, I wasn't implying me. I'm just saying.
Not you, just whoever out there.
I will coddle her until the end of time.
You call somebody whipped, I'm just like, I don't understand. That's just.
Yeah. Devil Hawk says, oh, that makes sense. Keep the wife happy. Smart move.
Happy wife, happy life.
Moist One says, I battle against sweaty pants every day. Yeah, I don't mean swamp ass. I'm talking about the actual team in the Premier League.
Wow, that's bad.
Big George says, Ralph, 4 defenses in your roster?
Three.
Bless your
3
heart.
and 2 kickers. It might as well
3
be
and 2
4
kickers.
defenses.
I'm proving my point that I can win without all that garbage.
Well, then I dare you.
Godspeed.
I'm doing it.
You're gonna leave three. You're gonna keep 3 defenses.
I will.
And 2 kickers the rest of the season.
Absolutely.
What do we give him if he does this and wins?
I don't know.
Nothing? He gets like a special, like a giant. If you win the league doing that, you get like an extra big blender.
I mean, I have a backup quarterback. I have backup running back. I have backup receiver, tight end. I'm good.
I've had multiple of all of those things get injured this year.
Yeah. I haven't.
And if I had 3 defenses, I would be at the bottom of the league.
and if you look at the Blender 12 league, which I'm part of also, the idiot, I don't want to call him an idiot. Yeah, Neil.
I'm not sure. You know what? Yeah, no, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, he's.
I mean, he released CMC earlier in the year because he got hurt.
Oh, no.
So
what?
I picked
Is he new at this?
Yeah,
wait, so never played before?
And you hesitated to call him an idiot? He just basically confirmed it with that.
Yeah, but I called
just
him an idiot.
Put him on
IR. After I picked him up, put him on IR, then I called him an idiot.
I mean, yeah, that's the best way to do it. What a
So is this his first time ever playing?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now I have McCaffrey, who's back and healthy again, and he's part of my.
Wow. That is like, see, if he had done a trade, I'd have come in and vetoed it. So you just got lucky on that one.
I looked one day and went, wow, that's really stupid. Let me take advantage of that.
Oh, no.
Do you think he learned from this?
I don't think he did. I don't think he did because I told him about it afterwards and he just had no reaction. I'm like, wow, you really are that stupid. All right, let's just keep moving.
Well, let's see. Where's Neil?
And you host a sports show with this man. Okay.
Who's Neil is in 8th place. Well,
Fighting Amish, I think he is.
I can't laugh at that because I'm in 8th place.
But you're in 8th place in the Premier League with 12 teams. He's in 8th in a 10-team league.
So you're in 5th place with Christian McCaffrey?
Well, I just got him. But yeah, I mean, so he's 6 and 4. I'm 6 and 4. I'm right there. If you look at my team, we're going to take a run right now. So it's a good team.
Yeah, don't care. It's just League 12 stuff. Don't care. By the way, it's not hateful. I don't care. Although I will say this about League 12. I think that League 12 twice has had the highest point total player of all the Daily Blender fantasy football leagues. I don't think that the Premier League has ever had that because it's harder in the Premier League and there's 12 teams. And so point totals are going to be lower here. That and I'm playing. So that really messes up the curve. I suck so bad this year.
You really do.
I just can't get a break. Because every time I turn around, I'm like, I've worked the waiver wire, got a good guy. He has a good week, and now he's hurt.
Down he goes.
Every time. And then I do have a good week, and then like the next guy has even a better week. I would have beat anybody in the league last week except for Moist One, the guy I played. And okay, so that's just the way life is.
Wait,
that's just the way life is.
You would have beaten me? Because I had the Joe Burrow game. That was
no, not you. Everyone else.
that was a fun.
Did you lose by a point?
No, that was the week before. Not the week before, but the week before that, when I played Golden Rules, the number 1 guy, I had him beat, and he had CeeDee Lamb, and the big game he had, and he had 40 plus points. I lost by 1 damn guy.
Yeah,
it was, and I was going into Monday going, I got this. Yeah, I got this. No, you don't. So,
I chuckled a bit when I saw that.
I'm sure you did.
Just a little bit.
Anus face. Anyway, so it's happening again. I don't know if you know this, but Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are 11-3 underdogs. They're 11-3 underdogs. Can you believe that? I'm
Yes.
sorry, they are 11-3, playing as underdogs. Is what I'm
Yes.
saying.
It's hard
Yes.
for me to get my head around.
And they're underdogs against the Bills.
Yes,
should be.
because the Bills are 3-1 in the regular season against them.
Yeah, they should be underdogs.
It's all about the kicker.
Should've
It's
lost
all
last week.
about the kicker. We will see what happens.
I mean, you can't should have on a blocked kick. You blocked it.
Oh, I know, but still,
Your
should've lost.
team did the effort thing that you needed to do to win.
I get it, but still, they should have lost a lot of weeks now. All of a sudden, they're just barely getting by.
Yeah, they have a bunch of squeakers. They just barely got out of.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's what.
Speaking of squeakers, Jason Kelsey admits he once pooped his pants too.
There's a lot of those stories in the NFL. You'd be shocked.
I'm surprised there's not more. Anyways, we're going to do our picks in the next hour. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Direct savings and client focus, the cornerstones of the Diamond Dave philosophy.
Hi, I'm Diamond Dave Cantor. My team and I at Desert Wholesale Diamond can be your trusted friends with an inside scoop on the diamond world.
Just like they are to thousands of people around the world.
And just like we have been for over 34 years.
At Diamond Dave's, it's all about the diamonds and the savings, not paying for high-end retail locations or the overhead of a mall.
You stand to save big time with our by appointment professional office approach combined with direct importing.
When you choose Diamond Dave's, you choose huge savings, top quality, and excellent service. Call, email, or message us for an in-person appointment.
Or sit back and relax for free FedEx shipping anywhere in the USA.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
The 90s called. They said the Gordita Supreme is so back in the new $7 Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell. It's all looking fresh to death with the pillowy 90s Gordita Supreme alongside the beefy 5-layer burrito, double stacked taco, chips with nacho cheese sauce, and medium drink. All for just $7. It's your wallet's favorite cheesy crunchy combo here for a limited time. Grab yours and relive the decades only at Taco Bell. Participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. While supplies last. Contact store for price and participation, which varies. Drinks and speeds freezes. Tax extra.
It's fall football season, and Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is doubling down. Now with 2 Valley locations. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on their Asian-inspired comfort food like Korean steak tacos, Mongolian barbecue ribs, and signature Wagyu beef sliders. Always a memorable dinner, or catch the game and a bite at the bar at Kasai. Now the 2 locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird and in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's Kasai Teppen.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. But yeah, it's not a surprise. Football players.
What's that?
Well, they poop themselves sometimes.
I mean, I think I think any major sports except perhaps maybe basketball.
No,
because it's just easy to get to the bathroom.
Right.
In basketball.
So here's the thing: baseball, they can get to the bathroom.
Well,
Basketball,
now
they
wait
can get to
now.
the bathroom.
Now wait. Remember a few years ago, the Diamondbacks reliever Archie Bradley.
Yeah.
He poo-pooed right there in his pants before he came out and pitched a big game.
Well, that's more of an emergency sort of like he's got the squirt situation, but he had the ability to trot off and go do what he needed to do without a whole lot of interference.
I don't know.
I mean, with basketball, if you're out on the floor, that's a quick timeout. You just run into the tunnel. You don't have a lot of equipment on you to get out of.
Baseball, at the next inning or the inning before, you can just I'm going to run down there because it's not like they're going to, take 3 guys out that fast.
It's just if you're on second and you got to go. That inning might feel like the longest inning of your life.
That's an emergency situation. It's not just like, ooh, geez. All right, well, I go take care of business, right? But football is a whole different thing where you're getting big old guy and you're pushing against somebody else, and you're already doing that get angry at it sort of motion and stuff. So I guess James Houston, you saw the pictures of him. He's like, oh, I sat on a Capri Sun. Like, no, you didn't, you liar. That's not. It's not Gatorade. What flavor of Gatorade is brown? They don't have brown.
Chocolate. Yeah.
They don't have chocolate Gatorade.
Chocolate banana.
The protein shakes.
If he'd said I sat on a Yoo-hoo, I'd been like, oh, all right,
but the protein shakes are chocolate.
For real?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then he sat on that. That's what I said. But he panicked. He's like, I sat on Gatorade. No, you didn't. We saw the color of the Gatorade. It was orange. No, you didn't sit on Gatorade. So now Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce were talking about it. And Jason Kelce's like, oh, yeah, I've crapped myself before. He says, one time I was like, and he said, hey, did I poop my pants? And the guy looked at me and said, no, you're good. And he lied.
he just flat out was like, no, that's your problem.
So he goes out there and it was disgusting, and it was all up and down the back of him. And somebody finally says, dude, you got poop all the way up and down the back of you. He's like, God damn it. Anyway, and so you go take care of that. But I mean, you're out there pushing and pushing and pushing. Well, sometimes something's gonna give. And surprise.
When you get to be my age, you never trust a fart because sometimes it could lead you astray.
It's a true story.
If we're talking about this right here, right now.
Yeah. No.
On the radio. I mean, there have been several times I've been mid-sentence with Miss Kim in a discussion with Miss Kim, and all of a sudden I've had to whoop, and I had to run away real fast.
No, it'll happen to you.
Hasn't been that many times.
Right there.
But you've seen me just walk right off the show.
Yeah.
I'll just walk right off the show.
Right off.
In studio, at home, don't care.
I remember
I'm not pooping my pants for nobody.
Earlier this year, I don't know what it was. I had this look on my face, and Jeffrey was like, if you need to go, you can just go. And I was like,
game recognizes game. I know. It's like, just get
God. And I
take care of that.
Did that shuffle on down the hallway.
I don't want to see Keon is pretty low in the camera there. And if he was to crap his pants, all of a sudden he'd be a little higher in the camera. That'd be a dead giveaway. I don't need to see that.
Jesus. See, but we can't remember. We can't tell between Jeffrey's Irish goodbye and I have to go poo now.
You don't need to know.
No. None of your business.
He just keeps everybody in the dark about that.
Bear Claw says, I've noticed when driving into work, when it's early, still dark, your station's signal isn't very strong. Well, okay, I need to explain this again because some people have actually texted in recently. About this time of year, it makes sense because it's winter. An AM radio station is legally required to reduce power at sunup, and you can raise it at sunup, you lower it at sundown, or else our signal will skip across the ionosphere and go to like Nova Scotia, which for our Canadian friends, I'm sure they'd enjoy it. Yeah. But it's against the law. So we have to lower the power there. That's why you also need stations like 99.3 FMs. You can keep listening to the show, or make sure you get the app and switch on over to the app when you feel like it, if the AM signal ain't cutting it for you. So there you go. That is the thing. Nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be secretive about. It's just, that's just the nature of, doesn't matter how powerful your AM station is, we are legally required to lower power at sundown. And that's that.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to be in San Antonio and I could hear Chicago Bulls games.
Right. They call that skip.
Yeah.
When the signal goes across the ionosphere and ends up someplace else, or you end up getting other signals interfering with yours the same way. There's like a little bit of it's not a perfect science on the timing. So you have a chart that the engineer goes by, and it'll be different times because sunset is at different times. And so it's not exact time of sunset. It's just, there's target times. And so there's like a couple of minutes of a window where all these signals will come. We get letters from Finland. I'm not kidding. Remember, Randy, we were getting letters from Hawaii on that other station.
Yeah.
So, that is what is up with that, Bear Claw. Latina Leprechaun says, I pooped my skirt once during cheerleading.
Ooh.
I've never had a girl admit that ever.
Wow.
I've never heard that. She says, yeah, I pooped my skirt once on the cheerleading team doing a back spot thigh stand. Very embarrassing.
Oh, so it wasn't hideable. Oh,
if it was a thong, it was like cheese grater. Just, oh my God. Latina Leprechaun, nobody swore to you this is a safe place to just share things. That's
that's the thing is Latina Leprechaun is known only as Latina Leprechaun.
Yeah,
nobody,
I guess it is
nobody
a safe place.
that she knows is actually
Except
going to know.
For everyone who saw that, if they're listening, they're like, "Oh, I know her," because nobody would ever forget.
Well,
the
that's
cheerleader
the thing.
who.
And at that point, like, what are you hiding? Like the people who were there, no.
She's doing backflips, and it's just wow.
Yeah.
Pull the plugs, like, hey, look, that cheerleader just grew a tail. What the? Oh my God. Hefty Lefty says, not sure if you guys covered this yet. Huge recruiting signing for the GCU. Their golf team got a commitment from. Wait a minute. Nope, not reading it. That's just a setup for me to say somebody's name that's not a real name. Not doing it. Not doing it. Nice try, Hefty Lefty. Last Optimist says, was fun growing up listening to CB radio and people broadcasting from California and Arizona and Alabama, all trying to talk over each other to prove who is pushing the most power. I guess we all need to have hobbies.
Yeah.
Hamilton Porter sent over this. Caleb Williams is talking to punter Tory Taylor after being drafted. Hey, you're not going to punt too much this year. You're like, oh, yeah, I see what he did there. Caleb Williams like, I got this, man. You're not going to punt because I'm going to be scoring touchdowns. So Tory Taylor has punted 2,153 yards this season. Caleb Williams has passed for 2,021. Yeah. Poor Bears.
I mean, poor Bears fans. The organization did this to themselves.
Yeah, they did.
Bear Claw thinks that maybe Neil should only be on after sunset.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Swuzman says, Jeffrey, they should have them Coleman Porta Potty personal size camping toilets ready to go in the blue tent. I would imagine they do. Wouldn't you think so?
I don't think so.
They should. As your fifth letter says, Latina Leprechaun, don't worry about it. That type of freaky stuff, that turns me on. Totally joking, guys. Not really. Okay. 2968 says, hey, I've heard your station at sunset up here in Nova Scotia on 1580 AM, mixing with the 1580 from New York. You got quite the powerful station there. Hey, buddy. Our eyes are up here. All right.
Yeah.
Like Latina Leprechaun says, yeah, I'm starting to regret the fact that I told you that story now. I thought this was a safe place.
It's not.
Should have known better.
Yeah, you've heard
You
the other
really
texters
should.
on this show.
You really should
You
know better.
You really should not have done that. Yeah.
We still like you, but
any ridicule and jokes that come your way, you can't defend you from. It's just how it goes.
Hefty Lefty says, I realize why you would think it's not a real signing, but check your Twitter at the break. For real? So he says the golf team got a commitment from a kid from England by the name of Harry Cox. The NIL deal probably going to come from Manscaped.
That's real.
If that's true, it's real.
I'm looking at the GCU Lopes website. There he is.
Is he hairy?
They should probably call him
ironically,
Harold.
no.
Should go by hair. How would you know?
There's a picture of him. As a person, is he a hairy person?
Oh, I thought Ralph meant.
Ask him to pull his pants down and look.
Yeah,
at
like
his-
how else would I have
That's what
known that?
Thought he meant.
Yeah, like some people have just thick beards, hairy forearms, that kind of deal. No, like he's there. What? Why would that be the first thing you think of?
Wait, what is he in a Speedo? Jesus.
No, he's in a polo shirt.
in a Speedo when you can't see his hips.
He's in a polo shirt and nothing else.
Yeah.
Latina
It's only from
Leprechaun.
the waist up. I don't know that.
Latina Leprechaun says, wish there was a function on this show to read my text to everyone except for the perverts.
Well, then nobody would read them.
Yeah, would be nice, but
It would just be us.
I'm afraid to discover how much of the listening audience of this show are said perverts.
Bat Flipper says, Crapina Leprechaun. Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, just gross.
Fifth letter says, I say we switch your text or nickname to Latina Caca Stains. Sorry, Latina Leprechaun.
You've ruined her.
Really sorry. It's not.
If you're not back tomorrow, I don't blame you, but
We don't
I hope you do
approve.
come back.
We don't approve of their activities here.
Oh,
So
totally.
you really though seem like an adult. You should know better. Should we do our picks?
Yes.
I don't want to do the Colts pick at all. Joe Flacco comes out. He's like, I wanted to provide a spark, wasn't able to do it. No crap. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
You know
it
what?
happened. It happened in Cleveland one year when they signed you off a couch. Was it going to happen back-to-back seasons? Really?
He did all right, last time around, but no.
Yeah, but he's
I'm not mad at him.
he's not in his prime at all.
Hey, Joe, shh, don't talk.
But the thing is, when they make him stand up there and talk to the media, he does have to talk.
No hefty lefty. We're not calling her Latina Logger. Fecal Mist says, I'm happily married, but Latina Leprechaun sounds like my kind of gal.
Please
Well,
don't.
yeah, of course we do.
Well,
Fecal Mist.
we get it. We get it.
Latina Leprechaun says, noted, sometimes I wonder why I listen to this show.
Yeah, you
Most
sound
of the
like
females who listen to the show generally get to that spot. So
Yep.
we'll probably only hear from her a few more times before she joins Fed Fan off in the wild blue yonder.
Fed Fan, by the way, for those who didn't know Fed Fan, famous for saying every single day,
Why do I listen to this show?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't always happen at the same time every day, but there would just be a moment, it'd be her breaking point, and then she'd be gone.
We didn't do it on purpose.
No, I don't blame her, but we didn't do it.
Hefty
It
Lefty
just-
says, now I miss Fed Fan. She was a good sport.
It just kind of happens. That way.
She was until she wasn't, and she no longer wanted to be a part of whatever we do here. So
Yeah, she told me once, she's like, you guys talk too much football. I'm like,
she's a big basketball
Guilty.
fan, but it's like if it's Fed Fan, if it's November, we talk football in November. I don't know what to tell you. That's what's happening.
I ain't changing the show for nobody, but we do miss her. So my Colts will have the combine through 2026 in Indianapolis. So it's like, okay, that's fine, but why does it matter? It could be. Why, I feel like Jerry World would be a better place for this because it's more fancy.
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Actually, the travel is the only reason why it would matter. And like Indy is pretty centrally located or located to a lot of teams, and I think the same could be said about Dallas. I don't know.
It's been Indianapolis for how long?
For a while.
I think since 1987. Yeah, since 1987.
Just out of
They do it in Phoenix.
they're the best set up place to do it.
Phoenix is
The weather's better.
Well, that time of year though. When is it?
It's the spring.
Well, it's
like March.
March or
That's more
April?
nice. It's nice here though.
Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right, but it's just I don't know how many teams from the East Coast, because there are
Yeah, it's a
more
travel
East
thing.
teams have to travel this way, and bring all their personnel people. Maybe they don't mind. I don't know to what level that bothers them.
So 2968. We've had a lot of fake Canadians through here, so I don't know if I'm ready to trust again.
Jeez.
But 2968 says, well, if you ever want to do a DX test with your station, let me know. I got quite the setup here in Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Nova
Thanks,
Scotia.
nerd, but no.
What if he's real?
There's one way to prove it. You can write down in ink today's date and the time right now and take a selfie and send it to the text line. If you're real, you can do that.
How will I know this person's in Nova Scotia though? It's just a picture of a guy holding up the thing.
You'd have to get your
go out
you'd
in
have
the
to get
Nova
the
Scotianness.
local Nova Scotia paper
with
with
like a hostage negotiation.
today's date. It's the only way. I'm not going to believe you otherwise. That you just conveniently are listening in Nova Scotia when we mention Nova Scotia. That's literally what happened with all the other fake Canadian texters. You'd mention a place. Oh, I'm from there. Oh, really? Just a likely story.
Hamilton Porter says, "Do the Cowboys now tank for Shedeur?" Not on purpose. Not
Why
on
would
purpose.
Why would anybody tank for that kid?
I could think of a few good reasons.
No, listen, the Cowboys will shoot themselves in the foot every chance they get, so they'll be just good enough to not get them. Somebody else will get them.
But also, they paid Dak all that money, so it's like you draft Shedeur. When does he play?
Do you ever feel like money that comes from the Jones family is smart money?
I'm sure some of it is.
See what I'm saying?
You're looking at this season, but probably not. They did a bunch of very stupid things.
A lot of smart money comes in. Everything they've done there in Jerry World, everything they've done in Dallas is spectacular. And he has tons of ways of making money. He definitely doesn't spend smart money.
If your priority is winning football games, no.
Still has the most expensive franchise in the NFL.
Good for him.
You
It
need to
hasn't
get
won a
checked for
Super Bowl in a
concussion
quarter
after
of a
hitting your head
century.
on that mic.
Yeah, it was my year.
And you have the most expensive franchise because that's their priority. Their priority is making money.
it's a
It's
business.
not winning football games.
It's a business when it comes
Well,
down to
yeah,
it.
and good for them. They're doing the business side of this thing, but their fan base hasn't seen them win a Super Bowl in a quarter of a century, and it's very important to them.
They keep coming back.
And as long as that cycle continues, they'll keep doing what they do. But like
late at night in Dallas,
you
there's a
look at a
lone
lot of other
screen
teams
that goes through the valley,
and
you know it's Jerry Jones laying awake, waiting for that Super Bowl championship.
There's a reason
wait till he dies.
I
He's
mean,
never going to get doing what he's doing.
No.
In the early morning hours in Dallas, there's a scream that rages across the Metroplex.
Because the thing is, the Cowboys making money isn't built on them winning football games. They've turned this stadium into a gigantic museum. That's where they make so much of the money. That's where a lot of the value is coming from, that a lot of Cowboys fans aren't actually from Dallas. And then they go to Dallas and they go on these tours of the stadium and they, see where the players practice and here's the owner's suite. And there's a literal art museum inside the stadium that you could just go look at the art if that's all you want to do. They're not interested in winning.
Yeah. Randy, you have In the Arms of an Angel, that song by Sarah McLaughlin. Because Half You Lefty he says we should do a memoriam for texters we haven't heard from. Like Fed Fan, Bat Phone, Bat Phone.
Bat Phone.
Oh,
Bad Grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
Bear Down Steve. No, that a-hole just went away with Eric Cohen. We don't want him. We don't want him back.
Literally not in memoriam of you, not you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Ralph
thing
has
is,
crabs.
Oh yeah, Ralph has crabs. What happened to that guy?
I'm glad he's gone.
Let me just tell
he
you,
was one of the Canadian texters.
Let me just tell you, we don't need him anymore because they always come back around. They always come back around. So
I have
not
serious
you,
doubts
Steve.
about Bad Grandpa. I don't think he'll be coming back around.
I think
but-
Bad Grandpa might have just died for real.
Yeah.
So, or been arrested. We're not sure.
Because we did have that for a while. We had somebody that hadn't texted in like 4 months, and then they texted in and they were like, "Yeah, I was in jail."
Yeah,
that's where I've been.
Hey, life happens. We're your entertainment. We're not here to judge you. Except for Latina Leprechaun, she poofed her pants.
Oh no,
she's gone.
Skirt.
She poofed her skirt.
Yeah, listen, all of us at some point have pooped our pants, right?
Yes.
Right? No, you as a baby never pooped your diaper.
Oh, maybe. I'm sure.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
At any point in your entire life, not just as an adult.
Oh, okay.
I've had to pull over, ran into a farmer's field, and dropped a dude. Yeah, you're right there. I wasn't going to make it home. I wish I'd never told my wife that because she brings it up every now and then.
Rightfully so.
I was on the phone with her. I'm like, honey, I got to go. Click. And then she's like, what happened? I don't want to talk about it. What happened? So I told her. And then she brings it up every now and then. Remember when you pulled over in that field? Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks for bringing that up. Anyway, so I almost had that happen, Latina. So I'm with you. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Fanatic is your home for fall football. Catch the NFL and NCAA live games on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Brought to you by Bet365. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
My name is Mary Grace. There are a few misconceptions about Alzheimer's. It's not just memory loss. It's the loss of mobility, the risk of falling.
For more information, contact the Alzheimer's Association at alz.org. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Sunday afternoon, catch live NFL coverage on The Fanatic.
Sunday afternoon, the Falcons fly into the Mile High City looking for another win. But the Broncos, fresh off of a close one against the Chiefs, stake their claim to their home field. Falcons at Broncos, 2 p.m. on The Fanatic.
Your home for live NFL action, the playoffs, and Super Bowl 59. 1580 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I got so many texts here on the text line. I fear that if we keep going with that, I'm not going to be able to get our picks done. So I'll try to work some of your texts in while we can, but we really do got to get this thing going. So let's start with all the games that are on 1580 The Fanatic this week. First game up is Thursday Night Football. It's the Philadelphia Eagles hosting Keon's Washington Commandos. So, Ralph, you go first. You get to be the bad guy. Go ahead.
I get to be the bad guy. Okay. I think this might be the best game of the week. I love this game.
Me too.
Eagles are playing a lot better. Now they're 7-2. The Commanders, I mean, they've looked good every week. They lost a tough one last week, but I love the way they look every week. I like Philadelphia in this game. I feel like the passing attack of the Eagles against a so-so secondary is going to be the difference. I still think this is going to be a really close game. I love the 3.5 point spread that they're given, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles to win a very tight game, and I think it will be because of the pass defense of the Commanders.
What do you think, Randy?
Well, I got to tell you, I've gone back and forth on this whole thing because we've seen Washington win close games. We've seen them lose close games, and they always seem to be in the game. They have not been blown out once this season. And it's been fun to watch Keon's team finally rise up from the ashes and start to win for my friend Keon. So I'm taking Washington to pull the upset because I feel like Philadelphia just is not that same raucous team that was a couple years ago when they went to the Super Bowl. Give me Washington for the win.
All right. So one nay, one yay in favor of the Washington Commandos to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Sorry, Keon. I got to go with the Eagles on this one. I think that they're just dialed in and getting it done. Your team also dialed in, getting it done. But really, for me, the main factor, home game for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's it. I mean, honestly, I don't feel great about this pick. It could go either way. So let's find out who Keon Rose is picking, his Commandos or the Eagles.
Yeah, first off, it's weird that Ralph said that the secondary was going to be the reason why Washington went down. I think if Washington goes down, it's going to be the run defense that's suddenly not working anymore. Meanwhile, the pass defense, if you look it up, they're a top 5 defense right now. What? I don't know when that occurred. They somehow flipped the switch and they're not giving up a ton through the air anymore. Somehow Dan Quinn has fixed that. I don't know how, but he has, and I'll take it. I do like, the Philadelphia's running attack. Like they really can beat you on the ground.
Jalen Hurts, right?
It's tough, and Washington's bad enough against the run that actually does scare me an awful lot. I will take my Commanders in this game, but I'll take them, I think, just because of, they've got the second most efficient offense in the league, second in EPA per play. They're explosive on the ground. Brian Robinson is coming back at running back, which I think is absolutely huge because they were good running the football before, but they were much better when Brian Robinson was healthy. He hasn't played in about 3 weeks. Good to have him back. And I just think that the Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin connection could probably test something about this Eagles secondary because they started off shaky too.
All right. So we got
Can I just clarify real quick? The Eagles, the Commanders are 22nd in yards per pass allowed is what I was trying to talk about. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You can jump in as long as you can do it eloquently.
Yeah.
Sure.
I can't do it eloquently. But
yards per game, they are
yeah,
fifth.
It's yards per pass allowed. They're 22nd in the league.
So Randy and Keon taking the Washington Commandos, right?
I'm a believer. I'm a believer, Keon.
Thanks,
and crusty old Ralph and I are taking the Eagles.
It can go either way.
Yeah,
like Ralph.
Be shocked.
All right, so listen, Sunday's going to be a good day. Let me tell you why. Because the Arizona Cardinals are on a bye week, which means we get a full day of football. Starts at 9 a.m. with the Weekend Warriors Sunday football show with Ralph and what other knuckleheads?
Ralph, Neil, and Phil.
Filthy Phil. And then after that, you got a game. After that, you got a game. After that, you got a game. So full day of NFL football here on 1580 Fanatic. And the first game, I apologize for. It's the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears.
Why are you apologizing for a classic black and blue division matchup? I don't understand.
The Packers are going to just walk right over the Bears.
They've got a new attitude in Chicago in the Windy City.
Yeah, they're going to get just stuffed. That's what I think.
A new offensive coordinator, Caleb Williams, is.
Are you taking the Bears, Randy?
Suddenly going to hell no. I'm taking the Packers.
Nice. Trying to put lipstick on the pig here, man. Keon, Bears, Packers, break it down.
Yeah, well, there's not a whole lot to break down.
Yeah, I don't mean take all the time in the world of it. I didn't say make a meal out of it.
Yeah, okay. Bears look miserable. That offensive line is still bad. Maybe the new play calling might help a little, but it's, I think, too little, too late. I'll take the Packers.
Feel like we're going to be unanimous on this, eh, Ralph?
Yeah, I just feel bad that it took this long to get rid of Shane Waldron. He sucks.
He's awful.
Bad. Yeah. He was bad in Seattle. He was worse in Chicago. Poor Caleb Williams, 38 sacks.
Yeah, but if you change the switch on him, he blows. So either way, kind of like a shot back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers.
You can't win for losing with
That's
Shane
true.
Waldron. Yeah.
Last Optimist says no player on the Bears roster has beaten the Packers as a Bear. The Levy curse is real. Taking GB for the win.
Yeah.
The Cause says Eagles by 70. Oh, stop it.
Wow.
All right. The next game that is on 1580 Fanatic in the afternoon, Denver Broncos hosting the Atlanta Falcons. I think I should probably apologize for that one, too.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
a little
one
bit.
you should apologize for.
Well, I mean, no, they're evenly matched. The Falcons are underperforming, and the Denver Broncos sometimes overperform. I mean, could be a pretty good matchup, I guess. I don't know. I'm taking the Broncos because they're at home, and Kirk Cousins is a little bit dinged. That's it. That's my analysis on that. What do you got, Ralph?
Bo Nix is getting better every week.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's starting to look a little better. I like him. I like him a lot.
He's coming along. I mean, look at his coach. That's why he's coming along.
And he's talented, and he's 37 years old. But I think
that helps.
I mean, he's looking better every week. That defense looks good on the Broncos. I kind of like the Broncos at home. I'm with you. I want to take the Broncos at home. I think this is a game they could win.
What do you say, Randy?
Orange Crush all day. And Kirk Cousins is injured too, so I don't think the Dirty Bird's going to show up. Give me the Broncos.
All right, unanimous, Keon?
Unanimous, because I think either Kirk Cousins is not 100% or he's out. In either way, not good for the Falcons. Also, this is the second road game in a week for the Falcons where the Broncos are just now getting back home. I think that's an advantage there. And even when Kirk Cousins was out there. Honestly, just they didn't get it done last week. It just looked bad.
All right, another unanimous pick right there. Let's take a look at Sunday Night Football here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's the Chargers hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals just never really showed up this year. They're 4-6. The Chargers are a surprising 6-3. Doesn't feel like they're a 6-3 team. You know what I mean? Because when you see them, when they're bad, they're bad. So which version of the Chargers shows up this weekend, Randy?
Well, I think the stubborn defense is going to show up for the Chargers, and I think their offense is still a work in progress. But I can certainly see Harbaugh getting that worked out here in the next couple of seasons. But look, man, the Bengals historically have been slow starters, and I feel like after a game last week that really raised the spirits of the Bungles. So I'm going to take Cincinnati in a close one in LA to beat the Chargers.
Will it be close as Randy so predicts, Keon?
I think it might be close just because the Bengals defense is not great, especially in the air. They just give up everything in the passing game. And I just think if you have Justin Herbert, I don't understand how that would not be possible. But also the Bengals have a high-powered offense. So I think it'll be close, but I think it'll be a shootout. I think that even though the Chargers have a stingy defense, when I went back and looked at the teams that they've beaten, they had the Cardinals in a low-scoring game, Saints, Browns, Titans. None of those teams am I afraid of being able to score the football. The Bengals actually scare me, and I think they're going to be able to put some points on this Chargers defense.
All right. So what do you say, Ralph?
Yeah, I hear everything you guys are saying. I think the Charger defense is surprisingly good, and I think they're going to shut down the Bengals. I don't see Burrow going off the way he's been. They've been playing so much better lately, but I don't see it. I think that the Chargers are going to have fun against the Bengal defense, and I think the Charger defense is the difference, and I'm taking the Chargers.
All right, moving on to Monday Night Football. Oh God, I apologize. Dallas Cowboys at home against the Houston Texans. I feel like this is going to be another unanimous pick. I'm taking the Texans to win. I mean, you know, Houston Texans isn't the best team, but they're certainly not the worst team, and they've showed up for some big matchups. This is not one of them. I'm taking Houston big. Randy?
I think Houston wins this game easily, and they could use it because Houston right now is not the same team they were at this time last year. I mean, last year, everybody was, all hot to trot about C.J. Stroud and this Houston Texans team. And their home crowd is great. They always sell out, it seems like. But this is not the same team. They don't have that same energy. They don't have that same passion that they had last year. So, although I don't feel bad for Dallas, Houston's going to cream them. But this could be a real confidence maker for Houston.
All together, say aye.
This is going to be a get-right game for the Texans.
Yeah.
Just the Cowboys just look miserable.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted because I just saw the breaking news. Chiefs kicker Butker, if he's on your fantasy football squad, he's no longer on your fantasy football squad. He has gone to the IR with that knee injury. So
boy,
it's not just a rumor, it's a fact. I don't know what the hell they're going to do about a kicker. I mean, hey, wait a second.
Somebody from the practice squad.
He's that misogynistic guy that got all that money. Oh, I wonder if it was guaranteed.
Not all of it. Probably not all of it.
Now his wife is going to have to leave the kitchen and go to work.
He'll still get paid.
Honey, you need a job. So, wow. All right. So that's interesting. But he says Chiefs by a mile. Still Chiefs by a mile, even with the kicker going. Could be. Okay, the Nova Scotian says, are you going to be making picks for this weekend's Grey Cup? We didn't even know it was happening.
What?
So, no. We don't talk about that's not football.
It's not football, yeah.
Moist one says Butler got Kerrigan. Yeah. He got Galulied. Old man says, Jeffrey, I know we're talking about football, but what did you wipe within the field? What?
The poop story.
Oh, out in the field. Oh, okay. No, I always have a roll of toilet paper in my truck. I always keep an emergency roll.
That's smart.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't do that, and I should do that. I just now occurring to me how good an idea that probably is.
You never know when someone's going to need it. Now, I always usually thought it'd be for a kid. I had no idea. I'd be out there behind some big mounds of dirt going, please don't turn this way.
I guess I got some napkins in the glove compartment that might
Mm-hmm.
that might have to work. In
Napkins. Oh, what are you, a peasant? Get yourself a roll of toilet paper.
No. I will now.
Beer Nut says, yeah, Jerry Jones gets rich. Every time I've been to Jerry World, I've spent at least $500.
Yeah, I mean, between parking and then I don't know how much the food costs. That has to be insane. Then the tickets themselves. There's no cheap way to go to that building.
Hamilton Porter says some. What? He says, if it's so smart, spend some money on the curtains for the stadium there.
Oh, that's what we're saying. The money isn't smart. The money that goes in is smart. The money that's actually spent is not smart. That's what we said.
Oh, I see what he's saying because CeeDee Lamb couldn't see the ball last week.
Yeah.
But you can't reason with a stubborn Jerry Jones. He has made up his mind. There will never be curtains there, but I would bet the minute he dies, they're going to be like, in honor of Jerry Jones, here's
the Jerry Jones Memorial curtains.
All right, so we've gone through and done all the picks that are on 1580 The Fanatic. There's some other games not on 1580 The Fanatic that we will talk about and consider for our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks. And by the way, Ralph, I'm still up on you by 5.
So I gained 1. Okay.
No, you didn't, because I'm beating you.
What?
I'm ahead by 1.
But he had me by 6 last week, so it's 5 now.
Keon, you cheated. You went in there and you changed your picks.
No, must have.
I just felt like it. I wanted to
No,
say
you're
it.
the only one that does that.
I want to say it for Ralph.
With my non-admin account. Yeah, just got in there and.
Yeah, I don't believe Keon did that. I do believe that you did that, but I don't believe Keon did.
I'll give you the password to the account. You can go check.
Okay, then I'll do it.
Because that's right. We'll know immediately because there'll be like a pink line across your picks. He's like, I don't care. I just like seeing it, and even though everybody knows I'm a cheater. I have never cheated ever, not once on any of these things because I don't win the money anyway. So what's the point?
It's true.
So you just don't like it.
I'm still going to
that I'm
you.
better than you are. That's all.
You're not.
Ask around.
Let's talk fantasy.
Pickle D says Jake Paul says he's going to call out Canelo after he beats Mike Tyson.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you're right, Pickle D. That does almost make me hope Jake wins. Canelo would that'd be the death of Jake Paul.
And that's before we even get to the point of will Canelo even dignify that with a response?
Well, did you see where the reporter keeps asking him when's he going to fight a real fighter? And he avoids it and just doesn't want to talk about it.
Because he doesn't want to fight
avoiding the real fighter. Why would he avoid the question?
He'll get killed. That's why.
Beer Bob says the stupid thing is Texas Stadium has curtains and they use them for concerts and events. Jerry Jones, just a crotchety old bastard who doesn't want to block out the sun during his precious football games. In his head, he thinks like no matter what, he's right.
The old Cowboy Stadium had that hole in it so that the light could get through, and it was something that they liked. So he wants that to be part of the Cowboys experience. It's just actively hurting his football team.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't care. He's right. You're wrong. That's all there is to it. Class Optimist says, I keep a paper towel roll in my vehicle, along with water, fabric cleaner, glass cleaner, air compressor, tire plugs, and rubber cement. Well, hey, if you ever get stuck somewhere, you can get really high off that rubber cement.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I had thought of.
First thing I thought of was, I guess if you're trying to hide a body, why would you need some of those things?
Who said anything about hiding a body?
That's not somewhere.
We were just talking about taking a poo.
I'm just saying that the list of things there. Like the cleaner, I'm like, wait, why would you need? Okay,
he didn't say I've got a bag of lye. I don't know what.
That's fair. I was just like,
all right.
Maybe it would be wise if I kept those things in my car. I don't know.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we will finish up our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks and get ready with your fantasy football questions for Scott the Fantasy Football King Engel coming up at 5. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, MediShare members like it. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And Metashare is a proven thing too for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before November 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is November 15th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
In most countries of the world, Forte means door. United Forte Custom Doors, located in the Scottsdale Airport Design District, is now open with over 40,000 European doors, all in stock, ready for delivery, and at wholesale prices. Designers, contractors, builders, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality at United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right, they're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away, so the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now, you can be the guy that eventually gets bits and pieces of the latest news, or you can get the whole story when it breaks. The NFL is always in season here.
That's how we do it.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, Randy. Hello. Slow-Mo Zoe's been waiting 3 days to ask you this question. All right. He says, what do you think of this NASCAR champion that would have been a 11th place on the old system, huh? Used to get rewarded for consistency, he says.
Yeah, you did, but they have a playoff system now, and I think it's kind of exciting for fans that enjoy this. But the old system, yeah, it was a points-driven system, and Logano wouldn't have won a championship. That's true. But what are you going to do? I mean, this is the new NASCAR. They don't care what you think. They don't care what the fans think, and they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to add more road courses and change their playoff systems and change NASCAR. And all we can do as fans is either get used to it or tune into something else. So that's my take on that.
There you go. Latina Leprechaun says, Keon's mind goes dark so fast on this show. He didn't used to. We did this to him.
I used to be a normal person, Latina Leprechaun.
Very positive.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But it was kind of weird. We're talking about pooping in fields, and all of a sudden he's trying to figure out how to get rid of a body. I'm like,
I just, the list of things.
Anybody
there,
seen The Intern lately? I haven't seen The Intern lately.
The list
Starting
of
to wonder what's going on over there.
What are you talking about?
Oh, right. There was no intern. Last Optimist says, hey, thanks for the reminder. I need to put the camp shovel in with the rest of my supplies. Devilhawk says, I went to that porte.com website. It's all in Italian or Spanish or something. Is that the right address? I don't know. Listen to the commercial again. Make sure you got it right. Big George says, isn't Joey Logano Randy's favorite driver? You know damn well he's not. Why are you even trying to start this, George? Why are you trying to start this?
George,
we don't have time for
you're
this.
my guy. I mean, the last couple of times that we've interacted, George, I feel like as though we have a broken friendship. We're no longer friends and kindred spirits. I thought at some point on this radio program we were kindred spirits, but no. Now I just get hassled and harangued from you on a regular basis. What is?
I know it's California.
What is?
It's California. I blame Governor Newsom.
Yep. He's changed, George, hasn't he?
He's George up.
He's changed George into one of those woke Pillsbury doughboys that live over there in the communistic state of California. I see.
Wow. I see. I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Sorry. What? What's that? Doughboy?
No, the woke one. I don't think that means what you think it means.
It's
the
fine.
woke
Doughboy.
It's
It's been destroyed already as a word.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
We
give up on it. Is it time to give up on it?
We have moved on.
All right.
So,
well, never mind, Randy.
No, we haven't.
I withdraw it.
Dear God, I feel like I should just get off the show as punishment. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna
no, we're not done with our picks yet. We gotta do our picks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that if Big George were playing hockey, he'd be in the penalty box for instigating.
Mm-hmm.
He knows exactly what he was doing with that.
I don't think he'd make I don't think he would make it in there.
We need a bigger box.
Yeah.
It's vertically, he'd be fine.
Can we get back to the NFL fan pick 'em picks, please?
I think we need to. Yeah.
Let's see here. Trying to pick out the good matchups. I think Ralph was right when he said that Washington versus Philadelphia tonight might be it. But then again,
I like
Bills and Chiefs.
Yeah.
What?
I like Baltimore and Pittsburgh as well.
Why don't you just wait your damn turn?
Okay.
Wow.
I'm trying to talk about something else.
I didn't know you were going somewhere
okay,
else.
fine. We're going to talk about Baltimore.
No, you were just saying it's. I'm trying to find some of the interesting
trying to
games.
bury bodies out in the desert. Now I just feel like I might be next if I don't do this this game right now. So
no, it's not about doing it right now. I thought we were having a conversation. We were not having a conversation. You referenced the thing that Ralph said might be the best game, and I was just trying to say,
don't lash out at Ralph. He didn't do it.
I'm not lashing out at anybody. I
guess you're next, Randy.
I'm just retelling the story of. I just thought it would say, hey, there's a game that I'm interested in, and I just was going to throw it out there for us to talk about it.
That's fine.
But
we're talking about it right now.
It's just all right, but it's
button was pushed.
What
Baker's cocky hen says, "Am I listening to the View? What?
I don't know
what's going on here
because I don't know. I'm trying to talk and everyone's trying to talk at me like I'm mad, but I'm
be the View.
Don't understand.
Mad crazy or mad angry?
Neither.
Both. All right, so let's talk about it before
you've heard angry.
Before he goes, before he goes real dark. Let's.
He's already there, man.
Baltimore versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What? I said you wouldn't know about it if it happened.
Wow, it just went darker. There you go.
If you're gonna put it on me, I'll own it.
Yeah,
that's my move with the blender. That's what I've learned doing this show. If they tell me I'm angry, fine, I'm angry. If they tell me I'm dark, fine. I'll play the character.
I prefer not to know if you're killing people.
I'm glad we're not in studio.
No, Kaz right. Kaz is right. He says, "Yeah, Keon, don't bury bodies angry." You know, he's right.
Well,
that's when you make mistakes.
Yep.
You never do, really. You know, I mean, it's just a.
I've been trying for the longest damn time to talk about Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know why I can't seem to get to this, but so Pittsburgh Steelers at home versus the Ravens. Okay, Keon, go ahead.
I think the Ravens are just playing some really, really good football right now. Big game because it's for the top of the division. It's a very important game. But the Ravens also have just major problems on the back end of their defense. That secondary is terrible. And I think that Russell Wilson and that moonball might actually do some damage there. But the question is, can you keep Lamar Jackson in check? Can you keep these Baltimore Ravens in check? And I don't know that's something that the Steelers can do. I know that they are a great defense, but they just barely got away from Washington last week. And the Ravens are everything the Commanders are, but better.
Sir Drives a Lot says, I just turned in. I heard Keon defended himself. So it sounds like a normal day.
Yeah,
we're good.
Nothing's changed.
All right. So I've got the Ravens to win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I think this is again, this is one of those toss-up ones. It's a bit of a toss-up.
It's going to be fun.
But I just think Lamar Jackson is so damn good, And then there's Derrick Henry. I mean, wait. Who am I thinking?
You are
Derrick
thinking
Henry?
of Derrick Henry.
Derrick
yeah.
Henry.
Oh, it is Derrick Henry.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting.
Feels weird that
it
he's a
does.
Raven now, but yeah,
Right.
no, it's Derrick Henry.
So it came out of my mouth right, and I'm like, that can't be right. But so yeah, so they got him on the ground, they got him in the air, they got the weapons. This will be a good game, but I got to go with my heart, going with the Ravens. Randy,
I got to tell you, I'm going with my heart too, and I think Pittsburgh is until somebody can show me why Pittsburgh is going to be beaten at home. I'm not going to believe it. I know Baltimore's a good team. I know Mr. Jackson, the two-time NFL MVP is amazing, and I know they've got Derrick Henry, and I know they play good football there in the Maryland. But I got to tell you, Pittsburgh's at home, and there's something electric happening there, and that defense for the Steelers is for sure is legit. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh, although it wouldn't surprise me to see this be a very close, maybe even overtime game.
All right, we're running out of time, Ralph, so speed it up.
Yeah, it's easy. In fear of retribution from Keon's anger, I'm going to take the Ravens.
Good idea. Yeah. There you go. That's all you need to know. So let's move on to Ralph's game. It's the
You've already picked
49ers.
against my team, but this is how you're protecting yourself.
You weren't angry back then. You are now. Whatever you say, sir.
So the Seahawks are going to Candlestick Park or wherever the hell the 49ers play these days.
It's
Levi Stadium.
Candlestick Park.
And so I'm trying to see here. Yeah, I mean, the 49ers, boy, we thought they'd be in a little bit better position than they are right now. The Seahawks, about what we thought. So how many points will the 49ers beat your Seahawks by? Let's find out. Keon, how many points will the 49ers beat Ralph's Seahawks by?
I don't know, probably a touchdown. I mean, it's Seattle's got the offensive weapons to be able to put up, monster yards. And if they could solve their red zone problem, which they do sometimes and sometimes fail to do, they're in the end zone often enough. This game could be back and forth, or maybe you cover that in garbage time kind of deal. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be like a destruction.
Randy, how many points will the 49ers beat the Seahawks by?
I think it's going to be 21 points. I think San Francisco's getting healthy, and I think Seattle just doesn't have the guns this year. And I think seriously, I don't know if it's going to be 21, but I do think San Francisco is getting healthy, and they're going to be scary to deal with. Give me the 49ers.
49ers go to 6-4 over the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons, and they will beat them by all the points. So, Ralph, what say ye about your game?
The thing that's going to be different in this game is coming off a bye. They are going to get DK back. Abe Lucas will be playing right tackle for the first time this year, which has been what's hurt them all year on the offensive line. And he is a heck of a right tackle. So I'm curious to see how he does. If he can keep Nick Bosa out of Gino's face, it could be a different kind of game. I think Seattle can win this game because of that. They got rid of their number one tackler. They just let him go this week. And they got a rookie starting at linebacker, Tice Knight, who's really good. I'm taking Seattle in a close game, period.
Somebody call Pippi and have Ralph evaluated for short-term memory loss.
If Keon would like me to take the other team, I'll take the Niners. That's fine.
I actually do not care, and I have not cared this whole time.
Okay, he sounds angry. I'm taking the Niners.
He still sounds angry. Yeah.
I don't know what you mean by that, but sure.
It's probably safe. So now we got to go quick on this one. Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills. I got the Bills. Who do you got, Ralph?
Bills.
Who do you got, Randy?
Bills.
Who do you got, Keon?
Chiefs.
I'm switching to the Chiefs.
Kind of feel like I want to go back to the Chiefs too.
It's another coin toss game. But I'll take the Chiefs because I am not picking against them until they lose.
Is the kicker being on the IR enough to make that pick a Bills pick?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I that's not going to sway me on this. I'm going to still, when I make my picks, I usually make the picks with offense and defense in mind. I don't really think that hard about the special teams unless it's historically bad. So I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, we're not doing my game this week. Not doing it. Nobody cares because nobody cares.
I care.
Of course, you're taking the Jets, right?
I don't know.
I'm taking the Jets.
I'm taking the Colts.
I like the Colts.
I like the Colts too, but this feels like a coin toss game just for not any of the good reasons.
No, Anthony Richardson is back under center. So
the Jets are horrible.
That's the thing is like the Jets are so bad that I'm like, I don't know that Anthony Richardson necessarily stops them from beating them.
Ringless Joe, are you high? He says, best football game of the week, Jaguars at Lions. Just because it's your team doesn't make it the best game. In fact, that sounds like
Lions.
I mean,
it might be the best game for you to watch.
I got Goff sitting on my bench. I'm going to ask the fantasy football king if I should play him because I feel like he's going to be a lot of points on that one.
Personally, guys, I don't know why you keep missing it. The game of the week is Miami at home against the Vegas Raiders. Clearly, that's the damn game of the week to watch out for.
That's the game of
the
week.
No.
Almost
It's
lost
the
my
gag
lunch.
reflex game.
Yeah.
Wow.
I tried to say it, but
You don't hear that often.
I couldn't do
The
it.
autumn wind is a Raider.
This year, the autumn wind is a fart. I mean, sorry. I love my Raider fans, but come on, guys. It's bad this year. You know it. So, all right. That's it for our picks. Good luck to everybody. The questions are already coming in for Scott, the fantasy football king Engel, and he's up next. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Sports bettors, we've all been there. You have a live bet lined up, you check the odds one more time, place the bet only to see the bet delayed by the spinny wheel, line move, and your bet rejected. My name's Alex Kane, and I'm the founder and CEO of SportTrade, Arizona's newest sports betting app. At the core of the SportTrade offering is our probability-based odds. In other words, the Cardinals may be offered at 55% odds to win, a lot simpler than minus 125. Place your bet at 55% odds, and as your win probability changes, so does the value of your bet, giving you the ability to cash out with total control. And the best part, no spinning wheels. Live bets on SportTrade are instantly accepted. Download SportTrade on your iPhone today and use code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet in your first week. Terms apply.
SportTrade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Direct savings and client focus, the cornerstones of the Diamond Dave philosophy.
Hi, I'm Diamond Dave Cantor. My team and I at Desert Wholesale Diamond can be your trusted friends with an inside scoop on the diamond world.
Just like they are to thousands of people around the world.
And just like we have been for over 34 years.
At Diamond Dave's, it's all about the diamonds and the savings, not paying for high-end retail locations or the overhead of a mall.
You stand to save big time with our by appointment professional office approach combined with direct importing.
When you choose Diamond Dave's, you choose huge savings, top quality, and excellent service. Call, email, or message us for an in-person appointment.
Or sit back and relax for free FedEx shipping anywhere in the USA.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Forte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hidden Loop. That's United Forte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, send in your fantasy football questions. Get lined up and ready to go because we got Scott, the fantasy football king Engel, with us today. And as requested, we also have his nifty intro from the Weekend Warriors show. So let's do this officially now, Keon. Go ahead and blow the horns for the king, I guess. Here's senior writer for rotoballer.com, official fantasy writer for Seahawks.com. You catch him on Rotoballer on Sirius XM, Fantasy Sports Radio. He is Scott, the fantasy football king Engel. Hello, Scott.
Good evening. Thou shalt not start Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Already with the decree.
Wow.
Already spitting fire.
It seems like he has a pretty good matchup against the Cleveland Browns. Why are you decreeing this?
Thou dost challenge me.
Yeah. Thou shalt just ask for the reasoning behind the king.
Docs with you.
Oh, we knew that was going to happen.
I love it.
It's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Come on. How many times have we done this where he has a big game and then he doesn't do anything for another 9 weeks?
Many, many times. I hear you. You know what?
Big mistake in fantasy football that people make is chasing the previous week. You got to look back and forward.
Sure. So the fortuitous matchup with the Cleveland Browns is not enough to pull the trigger if you're desperate.
Some players are not going to produce optimally no matter what the matchup is. That is why Marquez Valdez-Scantling has bounced around the league and got cut by the Buffalo Bills earlier this season.
Right. Okay, so you know what? I have a question for you because I got to figure out my flex. I got Xavier Worthy. I got Hunter Henry. Who should I have in my flex this year? I mean, this week.
I guess Henry Worthy is not even rosterable right now.
I know.
You might be able to find somebody better on waivers.
Yeah, I may have to because you just shot down Marquez Valdez-Scantling because I'm the idiot who has him on my bench. I really am.
Look, in most cases, I wouldn't start him, but of those three, why not take the shot? I'm just saying in general, in my updated lineup ranks on rotoballer.com, he's not in my top 45.
It's got to keep losing everybody. Everybody keeps getting injured. The minute I got good players, they go. I mean, I lost Rice, Olave, and everybody I touch gets injured. So I'm
going to let you. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're the host. But I want to let you in on a little secret. It's not just you, Jeff.
Feels like it's just me.
Yeah.
Well, I only have one last question. And that is I got Jalen Hurts. And you always start Jalen Hurts no matter what. But I got Jared Goff against the Jacksonville Jaguars on my bench. Stays on my bench, or is that worth a thought?
Art thou saying bench Jalen Hurts?
I'm just asking a question. Just hypothetical. I'm going to start asking my questions under fake names, so he stops.
I will not hear of such hypotheticals. Ralph, remove him.
You can't remove me. It's my show.
Done. We'll behead him.
I'd like to see you try, Ralph.
We will behead you.
The only head you'll get. Anyway. All right. So here's some, I guess that's it for me. My team is just straight up booty. So it doesn't matter what I do. So Randy, do you have any?
Look, you know, you can always contact me and let me know what's on your free agent list. I write an article on The Athletic every Friday about players that are still available on free agency that you might be able to stream in a desperate spot.
I might be in a desperate spot. I'll go check that out.
Yeah.
So, Randy, a question for the king of fantasy football?
Well, yes, Mr. the King. Hi. I haven't talked to you in a while. It's good to be back with you, Mr. the King. And it's good to hear your voice. Yes, thank you. I've Nico Collins. Does it look like he's going to play this week? I know he's been out on the IR, and they reactivated him last week, and he didn't do a whole lot. practicing, and it still hasn't practiced this week. I could put him in my flex spot. I have Khalil Shakir there, and his matchups against Kansas City. I mean, I'd like to play Nico Collins if he's up to it. What do you hear?
The latest that I've gotten off the Roto Bowler app, which is free player updates. You should download it. It'll keep you updated on everything there. And it's free, so I'm not trying to sell you anything.
Mm-hmm.
Is that NBC Sports reported that they're expecting him to play. He practiced in limited fashion today. Saturday for a Monday night game will be the final day where they really confirm anything. And very often on Saturday night, Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport will confirm things. So you should know a lot more Sunday morning, but he's trending in the right direction to play.
All right. Thank you very much. That's all I have, sir.
How about you, Keon?
So I need help starting 2 out of these 3 people. Do I go Puka Nacua, Tank Dell, or DK Metcalf?
I like how respectful he is, how he called them people. You know, everybody's like, I gotta start 2 of these guys. 3 of these guys, 4 of them suck, but Keon's, much more professional. I don't think you can bench Puka Nacua and DK Metcalf, who's trending towards playing.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, before Ralph asks his questions, I want to sort of inform you about Ralph's team. Ralph has, and I bleep you not, 3 defenses and 2 kickers at this moment. Now go ahead, Ralph. Ask your question.
What he fails to tell you is that I'm better than
away with Ralph. You can come back.
I still have better record than anyone in the show. Anyway, I've got to pick between these 2 dirtbags. I'm not as nice as Keon. Keenan Allen or Jerry Jeudy? Which dirtbag do I start?
How do you have a better record? You're picking between Keenan Allen and Jerry Jeudy, and you're carrying 2 kickers?
We're stunned as well.
And 3 defenses.
Because I have
3
Mahomes.
defenses?
I have Mahomes, Kamara,
Saquon.
Kittle, Smith and Jigma. I've got a good team. Moody.
Luck. A lot of luck.
Yeah, but you need the handcuffs to your running backs. Why are you carrying 2 kickers?
Just to piss these guys off.
No,
we're not
he's not. We didn't find out about it till today.
They're lying. They always lie.
They're
lying. I've forgotten your question already.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
So 1 dirtbag, Keenan Allen or Jerry Jeudy?
I'd go with Jerry Jeudy. New Orleans 29th ranked pass defense, and you'll at least get respectable numbers from him. I mean, Cedric Tillman's really the guy, but if it's PPR, you could get 5 catches for 60 yards, and that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so
Keenan Allen's not even rosterable, but that doesn't mean pick up another kicker and cut him.
I'm going to go for a 4th defense.
I think you should have 3 kickers, 4 defenses. I think that's great. You keep up the good work, Ralph.
You need to add punters to the league for Ralph.
I would pick punters.
We know.
We know. We are. You didn't even have to tell us. We knew that. All right, let's get to the questions. Hefty Lefty is first up on the text line, 888-368-1580. Says, hi, Mr. King Salmon. He said that's a Seattle reference. He says, I need 1 for flex. Eckler, Jay Reed, Chubb, or JSN?
I'm going to go Jaden Reed, comes back from a bye. Top 15 wide receiver for me this week on my updated lineup ranks on rotoballer.com. And Jordan Love is healthier after a bye week.
He also has a defense question. Evidently, looks like he has 3 defenses also. He says, would you go Rams over Chiefs or Steelers defense?
I'm going to go with the Rams based on the matchup, but if you can get Miami or Houston, I would use them over any of the defenses that you have.
Swave Dave says, hello, Mr. Scott King. I'm stuck playing either Pollard or Madison. What is your recommendation?
Pollard will probably get more touches, so you reluctantly go with him. But if you can get Audric Estime off of waivers, if he happens to be available, I'd start him over both of those guys. He's going to be the new lead running back for Denver.
Keylicious says, good evening, King.
Hello?
Herbert or Stroud?
I'm going to go with Stroud to bounce back this week. If the Cowboys are awful on defense right now, awful all over the place, much to the delight of Cowboy haters, which I'm not one. But with Nico Collins coming back, I'm going to go with Stroud.
Who do you hate?
I don't care for the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets.
What's the issue with the Dolphins?
I lived in South Florida for 8 years, and they have a quarter as many fans as the Eagles, and they act the same.
Gotcha.
Local.
All right. Swuzman says, hey, Mr. the King, I added Zach Ertz, and I have Laporta from Detroit. I was thinking about playing Ertz tonight. What do you think?
I think you might have to because we don't know if Laporta is going to play, but Zach Ertz is just not that good. What I might do is pivot, cut Zach Ertz, pick up Dawson Knox, and if Kincaid doesn't play, I would use Knox. It just speaks to the state of the tight end position that people actually could still consider Zach Ertz.
Killer Rabbit says, I'm good with my number one running back, but number two, J.K. Dobbins or Josh Jacobs? And yes, I went running back heavy.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs pretty much a must start every week. I like to see him get in the end zone more often. But so I'll take your number one over your number two.
There you go. Big George says, hey, Mr. Scott the King, all my wide receivers are on a bye week this week or injured, so I need some help. Which sounds like my team. Which two would you start of the following four? Keyshawn Boutte, Ray McLeod, Quentin Johnston, Demarcus Robinson.
Definitely Quentin Johnston. He's trending upward. He's got 5 touchdown receptions already. Downfield threat for Justin Herbert. The route tree is starting to improve. I don't know who was laughing in the background there, but that was just very like, you know, I watched like old clips of the Tonight Show. Who's that guy with Johnny Carson who used to laugh in the background?
Ed McMahon.
Yeah, it's very Ed McMahon-like. That's way before my time, but still.
Way before your time? Dude, I've seen pictures of you. Come on.
Wow.
Way before
I
your
didn't
time.
watch the Tonight Show when I was young.
What are you, 30? Shut up. All right. Let's see here.
No, but I'm not 70 either.
Well, I'm sure we'll be at the party soon. Anyway, let's see. Whistling Gerbil says,
soon if you keep it up.
Bring it. I got nothing to lose, man.
A lot of death threats today on the show.
There's been a lot of that.
Dark show.
Yeah.
Whistling Gerbil says Mahomes, Richardson, or hit the waiver wire.
You're not going to find anything better on the waiver wire. Take the shot with Mahomes. It's too soon to start Richardson.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be thinking about Richardson right now.
No, not against the Jets. I mean, the defense is overrated, but it's still good. And you just don't know what you're going to get from Richardson coming back from the bench.
A Nova Scotian person says, for quarterback, Jared Goff or Brock Purdy?
Before I get to that, I want to double back to the last question. Actually, if you go on waivers, you can find Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson. I'd start them over both of them.
There you go.
Yeah. You know, Ralph knows Russ is actually looking something like his old self.
Yeah, he looks good.
And because what he's doing is, and you know this, as a Seahawks follower, late in his career with the Seahawks and with Denver, he wanted to be the guy who carried a team like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, and that's never been him. And now maybe Tomlin's changed his mentality, I don't know, but he's operating more within the flow of the offense, and he still throws a good deep ball. He can escape tacklers. He's not as mobile as he used to be. He's not prime Russell Wilson, but this is the best we've seen him since his next to last year in Seattle, I think, over these last few games. But Jared Goff and Brock Purdy, I like both of them, but you know, unfortunately, Ralph, we know how the Seahawks fare against the 49ers, and Purdy will probably be going for 300 yards and at least 2 touchdowns.
Back to Russ Wilson. Do you really think you've seen enough of him playing well to trust that? I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, how many games did he play? Like 2 games he's played.
3. No,
Three.
Is it 3?
Three.
Yeah, he's
It
looked good.
really depends on who else you have, but Baltimore has the worst pass defense in the NFL, and this is a big game for the Steelers. So, you know, with Wilson, yeah, it's hard to trust. It's only a 3-game sample, but this is the best 3-game run I've seen him have since, you know, maybe his last year in Seattle, you know, just in terms of playing within himself. So, yeah, it's hard to trust him. By the way, Russell Wilson was 17-4 against the 49ers as a Seahawk. Geno Smith is 0-6.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, there you go. And by the way, if things keep going the way they're going, who's going to say that Tomlin shouldn't be coach of the year? I know a lot of people are talking about Andy Reid. Man, I'm looking at Tomlin, man.
I agree.
Yeah,
All right.
well, Reid always gets the accolades because, you know, being first team, going for 3 people. Tomlin is just such a winner. And I've heard Steeler fans like to ride him for so many years, and now they got to shut their mouths. Just excellent coach. And I will say this: people talk about the Yankees, but this hasn't been the case since 2000. The Steelers are the model organization of all the professional sports. They are always in contention every single decade consistently.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. That is absolute truth right there. Beer Nut says, good afternoon, Fantasy King. Who would you recommend, Stroud or Daniels?
I can't bench Jaden Daniels regardless of the matchup.
Eye Candy says, Mr. the King, I need 3 of these 6 wide receivers. Oh, brother. My screen has changed. Here it is. They are Calvin Ridley, Jade Reed, Nico Collins, Rashad Bateman, Dobbs, or Odunze. So he needs 3 of them?
You pretty much start those 3 every week, and it's getting the first 3 every week.
Ridley, Reed, and Collins.
Cut Odunze.
You should cut Odunze.
Yeah, depending on what's on free agency. A lot of people get too hung up on names, Jeff, and they have trouble pulling away from the names. I mean, until last week, people were still asking me, "Hey, should I start Raheem Mostert?" And I'm like, Raheem Mostert is just 2023.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I dropped Odunze early, and Moist One gave me a hard time for it, and he's been playing him and getting 5 points and liking it. So, you sometimes
I guess it's better than 0 for him. So, you know,
true. Eye Candy says, "Hey, I need one of these 2 tight ends too. Gesicki or Kincaid?"
Kincaid might not play, so you might have to go with Gesicki. Unless T. Higgins plays, then I would cut Gesicki for Dawson Knox and start him.
All right. We got more questions sitting here on the text line coming in as we speak. And we got Scott, the Fantasy Football King, Ingle with us. Now, remember, you can find him on the socials at Scott E. the King. That's where you find him. We'll be back with more of your questions and more of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Sports betting apps are not created equal. Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here to talk about the Sport Trade advantage. With higher payouts, Sport Trade is the ultimate sports betting experience. Sport Trade is the first sports betting app that gives you the option to see the odds expressed as probabilities, and it's changing in-game betting forever. If it's easier to understand 52% probability of winning versus minus 108 odds, then Sport Trade is for you. With this percent odds feature, cashing out now makes much more sense. As the win probability changes, so does the value of your bet. And if you're an experienced bettor and prefer American odds, you'll get pricing closer to minus 106 versus the normal minus 110, coupled with instant in-play betting. No more spinny wheels. So download Sport Trade today to see the difference and beat the book. Use promo code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet you place in your first week. Terms apply.
Sport Trade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Learn more at Viking.com. Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Forte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, P-O-R-T-E. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's UPORTE.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So we got Scott, the Fantasy Football King, Engel here with us, answering your fantasy football questions. You know, Scott, out of 14 of our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues, we only have one team that is still undefeated. How many, I mean, I know you've got a bunch of your teams. How many leagues are you undefeated in?
None, because going undefeated is very, very difficult. I've only done it once in my entire fantasy career.
Like the full season?
2005.
Wow.
It's very, very hard to do.
Well, if our friend over in, I think League 11 can do it, then I guess that'll be something extra we'll have to put in their basket. All right, let's get back to the text line, 888-368-1580. Seabass says, Mr. King, Elijah Moore, Rashad Bateman, or Sam Laporta in the flex?
Laporta might not play. You don't know what you're going to get with Elijah Moore. At least there's some upside for Bateman. I go with Bateman.
All right, Seabass. Let's see. Jonesy says, should I start Cedric Tillman as my flex, or is he a two-hit wonder?
Depends on who else you have. Always does, but I don't think he's he's actually had 3 good games in a row, so he's not a two-hit wonder. And again, New Orleans has a 29th ranked pass defense. He's the number one wide receiver for the aggressive Jameis Winston. So, he's a top 18 wide receiver in my updated lineup ranks on rotoballer.com. But again, all depends on who else you have.
Beer Bob says Jalen Hurts tonight or Tua versus the Raiders.
Are we doing this again? A bench Jalen Hurts question?
All I can do is read what they're asking. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just showing. I'm very much myself with you guys. I feel so comfortable. So when I get aggravated, it comes out. You can't just look at the matchup here. And Washington's defense is not that good. You don't bench Jalen Hurts for Tua Tagovailoa ever.
Latina Leprechaun says, "Damn, King of Fantasy Football really doesn't like you, Jeffrey. Bold strategy on your own show." I know you used to like me, but I think.
Did you say Latino Leprechaun?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Well, I have no problem with her.
I don't know what happened, but Ralph turned him against me at some point.
Yeah. It was easy.
Bullseye says Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnson, Jacoby Myers, Tyler Lockett, Juwan Jennings in the flex. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of names.
I lean towards Juwan Jennings if he's going to play against that Seattle secondary. And last thing I'll say to Latino Leprechaun is Ola Quetal.
Hey, down boy. King of Kittens says, suck it, Ralph. Swazman says, second question, Stafford or Stroud?
I'm going to go with Stroud. I know Stafford has a good matchup, but he's kind of unpredictable, and I like Stroud with Nico Collins coming back.
Whistling Gerbil has another question. Says Jameis Winston, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, and Darnold, they're all available.
I would go with Winston, just as a 1 week play. Again, that's a really good matchup against New Orleans, and he's playing against his former teammates. It's not a revenge game because Dennis Allen is gone, but he got along really good with his teammates. And sometimes when you play against your former teammates, they already looking forward to playing against him. Going to be a lot of fun trash talk, trying to one-up each other, because that game, there's no other reason to watch it, really. One team's 3-7, the other's 2-7. good matchup for Winston, but you can only use it for 1 week. His schedule gets absolutely brutal after this week.
Killer Rabbit says, who would you take, Cam Akers or Saquon Barkley, jumping and running backwards?
Oh, jumping and running backwards? Definitely Barkley.
Screaming Goat says, I'm 10-0 so far in my big money league. It's a 14-team league, too. Okay. He says, feel like Plankton when he gets the Krabby Patty recipe. I don't know what to do. Never been this far. I thought you were asking a question, Screaming Goat, but I guess not. He just wanted to brag.
He's bragging. You know, he's bragging about being 10-0, but, you know, save the bragging for, you know, if you end up 18-0 and you win your championship.
Yeah, it's a bit early for the bragging. That's a good way to jinx yourself too, man.
I don't mean any disrespect, but act like you've been there before.
Well, I've never been undefeated before, so I can't even act like I've been there before. But you know, it's you're an accomplished fantasy football player. I can tell about everything you say except for the bench Jalen Hurts question. I didn't say I was going to bench him. I just
didn't even consider it.
Just put it out. Just kind of curious because I saw the Jaguars. Just shut up. Booger Wolf says, I got a question for your bookie. He's not our bookie.
Warner Wolf?
Booger Wolf, yes. You might have heard him. You might have heard him get ran on the Jim Rome show once. That's right. I brought it up, Booger Wolf. He says, how much ass will the Niners kick on top of the Crap Hawks?
Boy, this is just a frustrated person. You know, it's all those years of the Seahawks beating the Niners. Yeah, it's just such a rivalry. Frustrated with the chokes in the playoffs. You know what, though? I don't hate the Niners. I'm just coming back at them because we're having fun trash talk here. You know,
I hate them.
Enjoy it because Detroit, nobody's beating Detroit in the NFC.
That's right.
When is the last time the Niners won the Super Bowl?
1994.
When's the last time the Seahawks won the Super Bowl?
2013, and they beat the Niners in the NFC Championship game.
That's yes. Right. Sit down, Booger Wolf. 888-368-1580. Sir Drives a Lot says, Scott the King coming with the act like you've been there before. Yes, sir, coach. Yes, it does have that. Moldy Tuna Fish says, Tyreek Hill, Jaden Reed, or Devontae Smith in wide receiver.
I got to go with Tyreek Hill. I know he had a down game last week, but he's got a wrist injury. Really hasn't affected his running, his cutting, etc. So I'll keep him in the lineup. By the way, moldy tuna fish. I eat tuna fish like pretty often, and now I'm gonna have trouble with it.
Well, you eat yours before it gets moldy. You're fine. You know, don't let it sit there. You're fine. The moldy tuna fish, a little slow. Yeah. Big George says, would you start the Bears or the Saints as a defense this weekend?
I would never start the Saints. Probably wouldn't start the Bears against Green Bay either. There might be somebody better out there. Might be a unit out there better on free agency if Ralph hasn't already picked them up.
Yeah, he has all the defenses. You have to go through Ralph to get a defense. Donnie says, Jaden Reed or Pearsall in the flex?
I can't play Ricky Pearsall over Jaden Reed ever. Jaden Reed like a lock stock number 2 fantasy wide receiver.
Latina Leprechaun says Buffalo or Miami as a defense.
I'm going to go with Miami. They have a very good matchup, and very nice to take a question from you.
Lacrosse guy says, think in the future, what do you think of Trey Benson as a stash?
James Conner's gotten hurt before. If you have Connor, you have to roster Benson. But it really depends on who else you have in your roster. He's not going to get the opportunity unless Connor gets hurt, though. You know, the Cardinals are in first place. Yes, Fanatic fans. Mm-hmm. Cardinals are in first place.
Of that division, which is kind of hot garbage. Sorry, I know your team's in there, but let's be honest, it's not a good
They're
division.
The only team with a losing record, though, I think, right?
For now.
Yeah. I don't think the division's quite hot garbage. Not as much as the NFC South.
You're not wrong. I'll just be quiet now. We're not even talking about my Colts anymore, so I don't even care. Donnie says, should I trade Darnold for Mahomes?
If you haven't offered it yet, I think that'd be a very hard sell. Because if you put yourself on the other side, if I have Patrick Mahomes, why would I want Sam Darnold? Two other things I will say. If the offer's on the table, I would definitely take it. But I've been getting a lot of questions of should I trade for Patrick Mahomes? Because he's easier to get now because his production's down. I don't see getting Patrick Mahomes as a major quarterback upgrade. If you haven't offered this yet, it's probably not going to get it done. I think you have to shoot higher and offer more.
Yeah, so we're getting closer to playoffs for fantasy football, but also we're getting every week 1 week closer to the actual playoffs. And do you look at him historically, where as you get closer to the playoffs, the production will go up? Is that a factor that you'll consider, or are you just kind of staying away from Patrick Mahomes?
I'm not staying away from him. He's not an elite fantasy quarterback right now. He's borderline top 10, 12. And acquiring Patrick Mahomes in fantasy is not going to give you a major upgrade. You can't hang on so tightly to the name. He's still a great NFL quarterback, but for fantasy, he's clutch in real life. But for fantasy, he's not putting up the numbers, and they're still winning. The Chiefs, much to their credit, have suffered a ton of key offensive injuries and still winning. But it's also affecting his fantasy production too. DeAndre Hopkins was a nice pickup, but I'd rather have Rashee Rice. They would have had Marquise Brown too. If he stayed healthy, it would have had quite a deep receiving crew. He lost his top running back, which Pacheco really helps out his quarterback too. Patrick Mahomes is an all-time great, but football's a team sport, and no singular player does it all on his own. So the supporting cast is not quite what it was. So, in terms of Super Bowl odds, by the way, you can check out my comprehensive Super Bowl odds update every Tuesday and Wednesday on NJ.com. And they still have the best odds at plus 400, but this sounds so weird saying it, but I don't know if anybody's beaten the Detroit Lions, who are plus 450 on BetMGM. Right now, if I'm doing a futures bet for matchups, I'm doing Chiefs Lions and Lions Bills.
Well, Booger Wolf disagrees. He says Niners are going to slap the meat flaps off them Lions. Ring 6 this year, you bums.
Didn't you say that last year?
I don't think that's happening this year. It's trash talk that I expect, but I sense a lot of fear within that statement.
Yeah, the Niners aren't doing nothing. Oaktown Destroyer says, which running back should I use? I can only use 2. J.K. Robbins, Kareem Hunt, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris.
Najee Harris looks like a tough matchup. He'll still get in the end zone. And I'll go J.K. Dobbins over J.K. Robbins. I think it's very important for the Chargers to play ball control against the Bengals this week.
Jonesy says, King, should I even consider starting JSN over DK?
No. Metcalf back this week. He's a must start.
He's totally and 100% back, right?
He's trending towards returning. He's returned to practice, and on Seahawks.com, there's a big story about how he feels that the 2 weeks off actually benefited him.
There you go. We have kept the king of fantasy football past the time that normally we do, so I apologize for that.
We don't keep going.
We can if you want. We can go up another 4 minutes if people have more questions.
Sure.
See, here's what's going on. We've got GCU playing ASU on 1580 The Fanatic tonight instead of Thursday Night Football. Our sister station, Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM, has the actual Thursday Night Football over there, which is a great matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's why we're still here, in case you guys are wondering the hell is going on. So that's why we didn't have to rush the king of fantasy football off. So Moist One says, hi, Mr. the King, go Seahawks.
There you go.
And that was it. He doesn't have a question. We have.
So
I got no more questions sitting here on the text line. I think everybody's asked their questions. Unless somebody else has one, but I think we're good now. So, hey, when do you what week do you do your playoffs start? 14?
Yeah, usually 14.
So it's still 14.
ESPN has this weird thing that the last 2 weeks of their playoffs are 17 and 18, and you combine the scores. And they've been doing it forever. It used to be week 16 and 17. I can't play in an ESPN default league. This is crazy.
Yeah, we went to ESPN for like 1 year, and we came right the hell back because
well, if you use a league management, it's fine. Where you can just customize the schedule. But if you're playing like the default regular ESPN setup, it's crazy.
So let me ask you about that real fast. So we're on the NFL.com for all 14 of our leagues, and this season was a disaster at the beginning. The draft clients were lagging, and people couldn't get anything done. And then, like for the first week of play, everything was boggy and weird and bad. And we're like, oh, to hell with this. What do you think is the best place to play fantasy football? Because I'm kind of eyeballing some alternatives. What was that other one we were talking about? What was it called? Sleeper? Who do you like?
It's kind of interesting to hear you say that about NFL.com. I always felt like it's a very underrated league management service that I've really enjoyed in the past.
Me too.
A lot of league management services will have bugs from time to time. It's happened in every league management service. I like NFL.com. I like the look, the feel.
Me too.
It's easy. Sleepers become very popular though because it's really got a lot of navigational options, and people can easily do it off their phone. I think the CBS Sports league commissioner is a long time proven product that really set the standard in the industry if you're willing to pay for a league management service. They're terrific. If you want the most in-depth options, just IDP or anything else that you would play, My Fantasy League is pretty darn good. Real-time fantasy sports is also good. I play on a lot of these different platforms. But I would probably have to say that if somebody had to go with one, I would probably go with CBSSports.com.
Interesting, but you have to pay for that one you just said.
Yeah, but different league management services.
Right.
It's almost like subjective. It's an acquired taste, and it also depends on the type of league that you're running as well. I mean, if you guys are just running a simple league and you're looking for a free service, Sleeper is very good. Real time fantasy sports is very good. If you want, I could look at your league parameters before next season and tell you which one I think is the best.
Yeah, maybe I'll float that your way. But boy, people were ready to jump and run at the beginning of this season. NFL.com was so glitchy. Now it's all fine. Everything's working normally. But
I've seen it happen at every major site.
Hey, well, we got to go, but I got a couple quick questions if you got a moment for them.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see here. Ziggy says, start Tucker Kraft or Dallas Goedert?
I'm going to go with Kraft coming off of the bye. It's a close call, but, with all the other wide receivers pretty much healthy enough, Goddard's kind of a little overrated fantasy-wise, not NFL-wise. I never talk about these people as players. I talk about them as fantasy producers. Even Marquez Valdes-Scantling, he's a professional football player. Fantasy, I want no part of him.
Last Optimist says Amari Cooper or Tyreek Hill?
Cooper may play, but I can't bench Hill. It's a wrist injury, but he's still running and cutting it, fine, and he's still Tyreek Hill.
All right, so that's going to do it. All right, everybody else now is having a lot of opinions on the other fantasy football places, but now listening to the King, it almost sounds like we should ride it out with NFL.com and hope they got that figured out for next season. So listen, have a great week. Of course, you can catch Scott, the Fantasy Football King Engel, over on the Weekend Warriors Sunday Morning Football Show As I told you guys before, he's the senior writer for rotoballer.com, official fantasy writer for Seahawks.com, and you can catch him on Rotoballer on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, and of course on the social medias at Scott E. the King. Anything else to plug?
That's about it. Also, I was telling Keon, I got writing I write sports betting for Advanced Local, which is NJ.com, OregonLive.com, MassLive, AL.com, a bunch of sites. You'll see my sports betting stuff. I'm running a 7-legged parlay tonight for Commanders Eagles.
Wow. Good luck on that, man. What are you putting in to win what?
It's plus 2,400 odds. So, for example, you pay if you wager 10, you get 240.
Well, good luck with that. Let us know how it goes, man.
Yeah.
All right. So again, Scott, the Fantasy Football King Engel. We'll see you next time, and we got to take a break, and we'll wrap this up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
In most countries of the world, Forte means door. United Forte Custom Doors, located in the Scottsdale Airport Design District, is now open with over 40,000 European doors, all in stock, ready for delivery, and at wholesale prices. Designers, contractors, builders, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality at United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
I'm Angela Gonzalez, reporting from Phoenix. We're talking with the community about Phoenix Police Department. Ma'am, what do you think?
Oh, I love them. They're our local heroes. We've had some problems around here with break-ins and people using drugs on the streets. The police work with our community to have a presence in our neighborhood and keep our streets safe.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Gracias a la Policía de Phoenix.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Rise to serve. Find more today at joinphxpd.com. Protect and serve with the elite.
Sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
This is Brent Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. What? No. George, Fantasy Football King, did not just say he does stuff for AOL.com. No. Probably the only site he's not on.
Yeah. He said AL.com, as in Alabama.
Man, just go someplace, you'll find him. I mean, you don't even have to look hard. He's out there. Killer Rabbit says, no, sleeper sucks. Send me away from what I'm looking at. I always need to reset. He says CBS is awesome, but you got to pay. Plus, NFL.com already has our history. Yeah, you're true. You're right. And he's right. I guess every platform has its issues, but man, I thought I was going to get ran out of town on a rail when you guys were having troubles with your draft and stuff. I still think we probably are silly if we don't, at least really consider moving something better. Let's see. Screaming Goat says the ESPN is the best. Just use the management tools. No, I got no problem. I used the management tools the last time. I just didn't like it. Didn't like the ESPN platform. I didn't like how it felt. I just didn't like it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Moist One says, hey, can you play the audio of Mike Tyson taking a kid, talking to a kid reporter about his legacy? No.
Why?
No, because he wants it. It must be filthy.
It must be that. And also, we're going to play clips from this fight now, too. This joke of this thing that's making a mockery of a sport I love. Are we doing that?
We might. I mean, depends on what happens.
Yeah. If the clip is, and Jake Paul's head is no longer attached to his shoulders because Mike Tyson hit him so hard.
We want to hear the pop, and we want to hear the thud when it bounces on.
Fine. We'll gladly play that one. But there's no pre-fight anything of this that I want to hear. I don't care.
It's not our fault that boxing itself has become a joke. Okay, so you can't blame us. This is just a thing where we were hoping, and this is all anyone hopes for.
It's a lot of things. It's not a joke though. It's just not popular anymore.
Well, and this isn't boxing though.
Yeah.
This is a clown. This is a clown on social media.
Yes,
that decided to become a boxer.
But it is people's fault that they are describing this as boxing.
No, well, they're idiots. Yeah. Whoever that is an idiot. But here's what I describe it as: the hope that Mike Tyson caves in the face of Jake Paul.
Hope so.
That's it.
Did you see the size of the gloves they're using?
Are they cartoonish?
There's pillows.
The gloves are like enormous. It looks like
you can't knock Buddy out with that.
Because he knows Mike Tyson will hurt him.
He knows Mike Tyson would hurt him, and also Mike is 58. Like this was never going to be anything good. It's not going to be good.
I don't care
no
about
one is going to get what they want.
With Mike Tyson, it'll be a one-round street fight.
I just want him hurt. I just want him done.
Mike's not going to hurt him enough.
I want it over.
He could have got his hands on him, but I don't know. I saw his last fight thing this morning that someone posted it on the Twitter, and it just looks slower and less coordinated than he used to, which makes sense. He's 60. Why would he be the same killer? I feel like that's not a big distinction there.
Alex,
when you're 54, it is.
I'm 58. It's a big distinction.
I'm saying when you're fighting somebody who was born like 30 years into your life, we're not. There's not a big enough distinction there for me to care.
Killer Rabbit, we know. He says, "Oh, poop! Heads up, Harrison Butker's out." Yeah, we know. We know he's out.
We talked about it.
Magnificent Mr. Mormon says, I just tuned in to hear the Thursday Night Football, and I'm still hearing Daily Blender. What is this, a rerun? Did somebody forget to flip the switch to Westwood One?
Satan is our Lord.
What the?
He's trying to.
I'm just trying to scare off the Mormons.
He's trying to freak him out.
Turn the channel or go to hell.
Wow.
I wonder how many Mormons I just scared with that. Yeah.
No, okay, so we're still not going to explain what's actually happening to the
nope.
miraculous Mr. Mormon. Nope. Okay.
Your magic underwear is mine.
Magic underwear.
Oh, wow.
Magnificent Mr. Mormon, like we said earlier, if you're actually listening to the show, actually, like you're supposed to be, here's the thing. Okay, I gotta say all this over again.
You do.
So, GCU is on 1580 The Fanatic tonight at 6:45. So, to air the entire game at 6 p.m., it will be in your ear hole over on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM. Of course, we're skipping the pregame, so it's like a very short pregame, and then you'll have the game over on Money Radio 1510 AM and 105.3 FM. Oh, sorry. Well, I guess I didn't need to read that because Magnificent Mr. Mormon says, "Oh, that worked. I'm tuning to BYU TV right now."
Okay.
Jeez.
Well, have fun.
Isn't that like the Hallmark Channel just with no sex? Isn't that what the BYU TV is?
I would. How would any of us know?
Just some people almost holding hands.
No, they soak.
Almost holding hands.
I think that's a little too explicit for that. Honestly,
Their hands next to each other, and you see this just a little tickle.
No, they absolutely soak. I mean, you know what that is.
Yeah, but the not on the channel. They're not going to show that
like
on
a
the
swim team. I mean,
you never heard of soaking?
Latina Leprechaun says, "Wait, Ralph is 58 years old. I thought he was younger than that. Why?
Because I look younger. Thank you.
Probably because you sound dumber."
That's it. I'm not telling you what soak is.
Sir Drives a Lot says, "Boxing made a mockery of itself a long time ago, Keon."
I don't think it did. I think it just stopped being as popular, and and there are some reasons for that. That is boxing's own fault, but it's not it making a mockery of itself, as opposed to whatever this is that we're doing again, where a guy who isn't a boxer, he's a YouTuber, fights other people who either aren't boxers, or in this case, are we 20 years removed from anything that looked like a good Mike Tyson? 30?
He's another version of, what was that guy's name? Was it Don King? The promoter?
I mean, yeah, Don King. I mean,
yeah, Don King. But
Don King didn't fight
Paul's
himself.
like he's the new version of that because he promotes his own stuff.
He has Don King wasn't a fighter, but also like
he was a promoter.
Don King was a crook, so I mean, like they got that in common, I guess.
Oh, huge crook.
But the other thing with Jake Paul is like, no, he's not Don King. Don King had charisma. Like Don King built up a fight to where you were like, oh, this might be the greatest thing I've ever seen. And whether or not that was true, you believed it. I've seen Jake Paul. He's not.
But
I've seen him in these interviews. There's no charisma, no personality, having SOB. No, absolutely not. Jake Paul is no
wrong.
Don King.
You're wrong.
Oh, I fought a fifth UFC fighter, and I brought my YouTube audience, so I'm Don King now. Get the hell out of here. Absolutely not.
How big is his audience?
Huh?
His audience is bigger than anything Don King ever did.
Don King didn't have YouTube.
Exactly.
Don King
version of that.
Don King as a promoter
built up. Talk. We could just walk away and the show would be over.
Don King as a promoter built up his reputation by promoting.
Agreed.
Jake Paul built up his reputation by talking about nonsense to like 12-year-olds on YouTube, and now they're old enough to watch Netflix. That's all that's happened. Nothing has changed.
I'm not saying he has the skill set of Don King. I'm saying it's the idea of how he does things. He promotes these fights. He gets all his
Floyd Mayweather was more Don King than Jake Paul could dream of being. So we're not.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Don King.
God damn it, Quiet Cannon. I just said it a minute ago. Yeah, Thursday Night Football is over on 1510 AM and 105.3 FM. Money Radio, 1510. That's where the Thursday night game's at. So, sorry, go ahead. Back to your yelling thing.
Not a promoter. He's not a great promoter because he can sell anything to that audience and has gotten in trouble for just the nonsense that he sells them. That's scam stuff.
But that's today's world is my point.
Okay, but that's not him being a great promoter. He is not like
he's doing
Don
something
King.
Right because he's making a ton of money.
He's
Don
good
King
at
Hote,
YouTube.
the Lord of Mancha.
He's a terrible boxer.
He's good at YouTube. That's what he's doing. That's what he's good at. That's not being good at being a promoter. That's just good at being good at YouTube.
It's a modern version of promoting.
It's not.
Oh my gosh.
It's not.
I'm at a loss. This is
because when you promote,
like fighting with my kids when they just don't know what they're talking about.
Well, the thing is, I know more about YouTube than you. I grew up with the damn thing, and
I own the damn thing, so that's the difference.
No, you don't.
Magnificent Mr. Mormon wants you all to know that BYU has great original programming like Discussions on the Book of Mormon, Fires of Faith, Highway to Heaven, and Holy Traveler.
Wow.
Did you really need to go there?
I was going to say something.
Say it.
And I won't say it. No.
Is it like a reboot of Highway to Heaven, or is it the old Michael Landon thing? I'm just curious. Sir Drives a Lot says, "Hey, Jeffrey, where's Commandos versus Eagles game on radio? You son of a bitch. You heard me. You know where it's at.
You know exactly where it is. How dare you?"
Oh, crap. We could have been doing On This Date in Big Georgia sports history.
I mean, we still have a minute.
Hold on here. I haven't picked one yet. Plane crash kills people. No.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, that's in line with the show today.
Hold on. No.
pretty
Phoenix Suns losing? No, I don't want
That's
that word.
typical.
You shut your ugly face. Let's see here. He sends me like 20 to choose from. Here we go. I got it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 2000, Arizona Diamondbacks southpaw Randy Johnson won the National League Cy Young Award for the third time in his career, getting the prestigious pitching prize for the second consecutive season. 37-year-old big unit struck out a league-leading 347 batters while posting a 19-7 record along with an ERA of 2.64. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Minuscule.
I don't mind that.
Man.
Yeah. Don't mind that one. Oof. Killer Rabbit says Keon's right.
Wow.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. If you're precious about boxing, I'm sure this pisses you off. The rest of us just want to see Jake Paul's face get caved in.
And I'm telling you, it's probably not going to happen.
And well, that's fine too, because Mike Tyson's a filthy rapist. So if he gets destroyed, okay, whatever. No, there's no losers in
one's
this.
getting destroyed.
There's no winners in this.
Everyone's going to lose that has to watch it.
Yeah. I'm going to go watch Thursday Night Football now. And then I'm going to have my other TV. I'm going to have GCU, ASU on there. Probably going to watch more of that than the other thing, but you got to watch them both somehow, some way. So good luck to both teams tonight on the GCU and the ASU. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover?